Hello. Hi. I'm sorry, I'm late. I'm late. I need to get it together. Hi, 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 hi. Happy Sunday. Hello. Hello. Okay, my internet's been acting weird like in the last few minutes. So let me know. You guys can see me, you can hear me. We're good? Let me see who's here. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. I saw Sane, Augie, Tipsy. Hello, Mystique. Hello, Michelle. Hello, hello. Good to see you guys. Hope you guys are having a good day. We're good? Yeah? Anyways, hey, 𝗟𝗍𝗲, good to see you. Good to see y'all. I hope you guys are having a good day. We're going to be talking about an older case tonight. The case of Abigail Saldaña. I had never heard of this, but we have the body cam, the interrogation. So we're going to play that tonight. And I wanted to go over this. I wanted to watch it, but I figured I'd watch it on a live because I thought it was a very interesting case. It is older. He is in jail, but I thought that what this case revolves around is so critical to anyone. With that being said, let's get started. This isn't necessarily a deep dive, but I do have a PowerPoint. We're going to watch one news clip, and then we're going to watch part of a little clip of her mom speaking, and then we're going to watch the interrogation. So it's somewhat of a deep dive. What the case is about, who is Abigail Saldaña? Why are we talking about it today? She ended up losing her life because of basically her job, what she was doing, the profession she was in. Not necessarily because of that, but I mean that the environment led her to meet the person who is responsible for her death. So we are also going to read the indictment. I have the, not the indictment, I'm sorry, my apologies, the arrest warrant. So it's like 2 pages long, and we're going to read that as well. So trigger warning, it does revolve around sex work, and it does revolve around firearms. So with that being said, let's get started. Hey, Jake Cooper, good to see you. Okay, so this is Abigail Saldaña on the screen. She is so pretty. Who is Abby? She goes by Abby. She was born on February 4th, 1999. She was 22 years old at the time of the crime. This crime happened in 2021. She was born in Wichita Falls, Texas. She went to Rider High School, but she moved to Dallas in 2017 to be in the city. She spent her life with her mom, Jessica Contreras, which we will watch a clip about in an interview that she does. She was a single mother, Abby was, to a little boy by the name of Joseph. And he was 6 years old at the time of the crime. Abby was 22 years old. So she was basically just doing her thing. You know, she was a hustler. She wanted to make money. She was a super friendly person, super kind. All the things that I read about her online were great things to hear about someone. And it's a sad case, but it's also very creepy when you come into terms of like, you know, who's online or just who you meet in general. So she provided for her son. And when he was 5, she developed a strong passion for music, makeup, and fashion. She dreamed of opening her own parlor, and that's what she was working towards. So she had 3 jobs. She was a brow artist, she was a waitress, and she was also secretly an exotic dancer at a gentleman's club by the name of Rick's Cabaret. And this is a huge factor in the case. She was secretly working there. So nobody knew about it. You know, her family didn't know about it, but she was like making a lot of money doing it. And I'm not judging anyone. I'm not here to judge anyone. it is what it is, to each their own. But, you know, it's sad that her death revolves around, you know, this profession. It's horrifying. This is Abby on the screen. I know, she's so pretty, right? Very pretty. And let's get into, why are we talking about Abby tonight? What happened? This is Stanley Szeliga, I believe is how you say it. He is a 54-year-old man, and he was born in 1967 in Chicago, Illinois. He had been married in the 1990s, and he lived in California until he relocated to Texas. He was working by 2021 as a software engineer, and he did have a son. He used to be a former Marine, and there was a few things I found online, but I couldn't find the documents too, that he had been involved in several incidents of DV, which led to why he was separated from his wife and relocated to Texas, essentially. Creep, right? He would frequently visit the gentleman's club that Abby worked at. So that's how Stan comes into play. It is very scary. It's, you know, she was just working. I want to just go through the affidavit and stuff before I start on yapping about like what everything else that I think, but it's scary. It's scary. You know, he got obsessed with her. And what happened? So the case happened back in, sorry, let me get my PowerPoint up. My bad. I should have been more prepared. Okay, so how was Stanley involved with Abby, other than the gentleman's club, right? That was just her job, and he was just visiting there, but he was a Patreon there, so he was spending a lot of money there. And he specifically was spending a lot of money on Abby. She was working there, and he was a Patreon, and he would go and visit her, and he began to pursue her and in a very aggressive manner. And he would only visit the club when Abby was working. So, you know, people were noticing that, you know, she and him started to have like a thing. And in my opinion, I think Abby was just working. You know, people have their opinions about this type of work, and I think it's not all black and white. You know, there's a lot to it. And I don't judge her for any of it. And so I just want to make that clear as we talk about this case. He would go and spend a significant amount of money there. He would pay for services, and he wanted those services to solely revolve around him. Like he wanted to be the only one that she was seeing, no other clients, nothing. Rick's Cabaret, from what I found out online, was like, it was a gentleman's club, but they did a lot of, like, I read in the reviews and stuff that there was a lot of like VIP action going on, right? Like behind the scenes. And I think it's common. I think it's common in these types of clubs, right? There's regular customers who frequent the club weekly, and some of these guys, you know, have their favorite girls and who they will pay to dance for them, or et cetera, whatever it is that they're doing on a regular basis. And that's kind of the situation that Abby and this man by the name of Stanley were involved in. Generally, from what I'm familiar with, I think like customers aren't supposed to touch the girls in these types of places, but I don't know, it's different probably everywhere, right? And I think it's often the case that men will offer girls more money if they agree to meet them outside in the club or in exchange for money. I think it's inevitable, right? When you're working in that profession. So Stan had Abigail's personal phone number, and he would go in there, and she would, you know, while she was working, and they would text each other regularly. He would send her money and gifts, and they would meet up. We're going to pull up some of the text messages that were revealed, but it was pretty clear that they had a 𝐁𝐮𝐲 relationship, right? The majority of the texts were very flirtatious. It was clear that, she was just working and trying to entice, her profession, and he was just into it. He was probably lonely, and he was going and spending a lot of money at that gentleman's club. And the text messages reveal a lot of like flirty communication, right? Like, oh, I hope I can see you next Friday. Like, can't wait to see you again. And there was a lot going on behind the scenes, right? It turned into a situation of like, where all hell broke loose. It was like, he became obsessed with Abby. Stanley became obsessed with Abby while he was going and paying for her services at her job. And he thought he was in love, in my opinion. I think he thought he was in love. And it turned into pure bitterness, and it led to hate, and it led to why she ended up losing her life. And he began stalking her, and he began harassing her. He wouldn't leave her alone. And it's very scary, right? She's just doing her thing, making her money. I think whatever opinions we have about like the whole situation, I think it's important to, like I said, put that to the side and just kind of focus on like, she was working, making money. She was a good person, and no one deserves to go through anything for whatever they're working in, right? Nothing horrific, at least in my opinion. And so he began stalking her and harassing her and making threats. He would show up to work only when she was there. He would say, off the wall things to her, and she began to fear him. She was afraid of him. And while he was showing up at her work just to see her, she started like documenting some of this stuff. She started taking pictures of his truck, like pulling up to the business. Yeah. She was like, she felt that something was off. She was like, this is weird. Like, and with all the threats, and she began to worry, she was like, my life could possibly be in danger. And so she did mention something to her mom about this. I think she knew what was going on. But it's always difficult, right, to deal with those kinds of things. So she started taking pictures of like his truck at work and things that he was just saying about her. In October of 2021, she felt like someone was watching her. And that's when I tell you that she went and talked to her mom about it. She felt uneasy. And so she had a discussion with her mom about this, and her mom speaks about this in the clip that we're going to talk about, or watch and talk about. And, her mom told her to go to the police, go to the authorities. And she didn't. She ended up not making a police report. It was never, there was no proof that she had done that. And so that I thought that was interesting. Why didn't she go, right? Especially when your mom is telling you to. I'm not sure about that, but that was in early October. And then on October 14th, she revealed on her Instagram. She was a very social person on Instagram. And she was a brow artist. She was doing her own thing. So she was very active on there, and she was a social person. And so she went onto her Instagram on October 14th, and she was talking about how she was giving advice to females like, hey, just, be aware of these things. And basically what had happened to her was that she found that there was a tracking device hidden underneath her car. Like, yeah. There was a tracking device. I'm not sure the details of how she found it, but we're going to hear it in the clip. And that's just scary, right? To think that someone's following your every move, that someone put a tracker on her car. That's on another level. I'm going to play the clip of where she finds and talks about the tracker before I proceed with the rest of the information. Hey, Cat TV, good to see you. Thanks for being here. I was saying you're late, but you were here first, so you're fine. We're talking about Abby Saldaña, and she basically was unalived. by a creepy guy who she met while she was working. You're going to have to go back and replay. If you weren't listening or if you were late. We're going to play the clip of when she finds a tracking device in her vehicle now. Hold on, let me pull it up. I thought I had it pulled up. Not me. Okay, here we go. Can you see that? Okay, yeah, we're good.
But this was literally on my car like this. This is why you have to be careful. I don't really know what to do moving forward with this. But this definitely looks like a tracker to me. All right. So this is so crazy, you guys. So crazy. Like, who would do this? It says sell.
So she found out on a random day on, well, October the 14th, randomly, that there was a tracker on her car. And considering the situation that she was having with Stan, who we just spoke about, you know, she was worried. And like I said, she ended up not making the police report, but she mentioned this to her mom, and she mentioned it to her boss at work, at the club, you know, that the manager ended up providing the number to the investigators, but she mentioned to her manager that, you know, Stan, who was a patron at the business, that, you know, what had been going on, that he had been like showing up and harassing her. And basically, when the day of the crime, the manager was able to provide that information to authorities because she had mentioned it to her boss. And so when the authorities went to speak to her boss, you know, they knew what had been going on with Stan. And so it led to his arrest. But basically, Stan became obsessed with her and started harassing her. And he was on Instagram, and the Instagram was very disturbing, right? He was going on there and basically harassing her on there as well. He was like threatening to exploit her because she was dancing and it was a secret. He was threatening to expose her and like talking about all the money that he had paid her and exposing receipts. And he was referring to her online as his girlfriend. So while he's going on Instagram and talking about her, because she essentially cut it off with him, and which is why he started tracking her. And he was upset and angry about that. And so he was going on Instagram and just being hateful and being dirty and disgusting. You know, he was going to expose her. She was dancing secretly, and he would post rude things in comments and about her. And he was like basically stalking her online as well. And he was referring to her as his girlfriend though. And he ended up saying that he was disappointed with how he found out that she was talking to other men on social media. And like, I had a problem with that. I did, because, well, obviously, but I just figured like, hey, if you get involved, you're an older man, you're getting involved with a girl from a club and you're paying her lots of money, right? I think he should have known better, I guess, but he ended up getting obsessed with her. So I don't know. I feel like him going online and doing all these nasty things, that's totally being an online predator as well, right? He was doing it actually physically in real life, but he was also doing it online. And that was on October 14th, where she found the tracker. And then on October 17th, he posted that him and Abby had been seeing each other since July. So once she turned him down, he started to, you know, get all crazy. He started to make up these lies, and he felt that he was in a relationship with her. I'm going to pull up some of the text in a second, but he went on Instagram and said that they had been seeing each other since July and that he envisioned a future with her, that that he wanted, you know, to be with her. And, but he also accused her of using him. And, that made him angry, right? And he claimed that she was part of it, like an alleged network of sex workers, which wasn't true. She was just dancing at Rick's Cabaret. And he started referring to her like as a slut online and posting, like I said, comments that were nasty on social media. And he was willing to provide receipts about paying her because, like I said at the beginning of the live, she was getting paid by him to basically provide services to him. It started out at the club, like I said, and then it turned into something outside of the club, right? And basically his goal was to get her arrested for basically selling those services to him and going online and doing it and talking about it and stuff. And so his obsession became so intense, and he was tracking everything online that she was posting, things she would like online. And she had already, you know, mentioned it to her mom. She already knew that something was going on. And on October 26th, which was like a week later, there was surveillance footage that, you know, captured Stan. We found out later that captured Stan basically stalking her. He was showing up to her house, to her job. And on October the 26th, there was a 911 call that led the authorities to be dispatched to an area where there was a vehicle. There was a vehicle had been driven off into like a grassy area at about 8:40 p.m. And basically the car was speeding and it sped off the shoulder into the grassy area. And the person who made the call got out and approached the vehicle, and there was bullets had been shot at the car, and there was a female in the driver's seat and she was unresponsive. That female ended up being Abby. And basically 12 days from when the tracking device was found in her car, this is on the 26th. So 12 days earlier, she had found that tracking device. And then on the 26th, she was shot up in her car and drove off the road, basically. And she was pronounced dead at the scene with wounds to the right arm and the back. They identified her by her passport, but they also the police noticed that there was exotic dancer clothes in the back seat of her car. And they were able to put two and two together and realize that Rick's Cabaret was down the street. And so they went to Rick's Cabaret and asked if she had been working there. And the manager said yes. And that's when the manager gave authorities Stan's number and had mentioned that Stan had been harassing her and bothering her at work. And so they basically end up finding out that it was Stan who had committed this crime. They had a license plate reader where the data reported Stan's Ford F-150 basically photographed at the roads leading to her home. And then they caught him on footage that day driving by her house like an hour before he had committed this crime. So that was on the 26th. And then on the 27th, when detectives contacted Stan and they figured this out, Stan agreed to meet with them. And he agreed to have an interview with the police, to go in on a Wednesday evening. And he ended up not showing up. He called 15 minutes before the interview, and he said that he had a family emergency, had a death in the family, and that he couldn't show up. Detectives already were on to what was going on because of the manager basically giving them their phone number. They tracked his phone. They pulled up the post that I'm going to pull up here shortly on Instagram. And the text messages, they were able to get record of all of that when they got access to who he was in his phone. And they found out that, yeah, he had been stalking her and harassing her and threatening her. So by the time the license plate reader they got that information, they realized that, okay, he was responsible. He was caught about, I think, approximately 17 miles from the crime scene on the 26th, which was, like I said, was an hour before the alleged murder. and he ended up not showing up to the interview. So the detectives were able to get a warrant, and the police ended up going to his home, and he ended up refusing to come out. Basically, he wasn't listening to what they were saying. So that led the police department to call SWAT, and SWAT would come and intervene, and they would have to take over. Stanley was on the balcony, and he had inflicted wounds on himself during the warrant execution. Basically, he had minor injuries, and he was released to Tarrant County Police, and he was charged with her murder, and was given a bond of $250,000, which I was very perturbed by that. But I'm going to show a clip. I just kind of gave you like the details of the case, and now you're going to watch a clip about the case and what happened that night. You know, I've been just reading and going off. You guys are like, what is going on? Hi, Mary. Did I say hi, Mary? Hi, King Kong. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hi, Jahira. Good to see you. Hello, Pantera. Good to see you. And I'm just kind of rambling. I thought this case was brutal. We're going to watch this clip real quick, and then I'm going to read the indictment. It's just 2 pages long about what happened on this night. I just kind of gave you like a brief rundown, the Melly version of it.
Have been stalked. Hello and good evening, everybody. I'm 𝐕𝐞𝐳. Abigail Saldaña was found shot to death in her car after it crashed into a sign on Amon Carter Boulevard at Highway 183. Police confirmed they're investigating a report of a tracking device on her car. Her family says she found prior to the attack. Fox 4's 𝐵ACY Jenkins is in Fort Worth with more on this murder investigation. 𝐵ACY.
Well, the 22-year-old was killed just a few weeks after she had told her mother that she found this tracking device underneath her car, and told her mother that she thought she was being followed. Now, police made an arrest today, but it's unclear whether or not he knew Abigail Saldaña.
She was a bright, beautiful person, and he took that all away from me.
22-year-old Abigail Saldaña was found dead inside of her car on Tuesday night, which had crashed into a sign on Amon Carter Boulevard at Highway 183. Fort Worth police were called about the accident just after 8:30 p.m. Saldaña had multiple gunshot wounds.
She was perceived as shot wound in the arm and the back.
Saldaña's death comes just weeks after her mother, Jessica Contreras, says the 22-year-old posted a video on Instagram about a tracking device she found underneath her car.
I had told her to go to the police and report it. I believe that she did report that.
Fort Worth police confirm the reported tracking device is part of the investigation, and they arrested 54-year-old Stanley Szeliga on Thursday and charged him with her murder.
I don't know the connection between those two, but apparently he had been following her.
Contreras says at some point Saldaña had taken photos of Szeliga's vehicle and sent them to a friend after she found the tracking device. Records show Szeliga has a recent address living in Irving and a prior criminal history in California that includes domestic violence. Police have not yet said what evidence led to him or released his mugshot. Originally from Wichita Falls, the single mother of a 5-year-old boy moved to Dallas about 2 years ago. She worked 2 jobs, one styling eyebrows and one at a bar. Her mother says at least one of those jobs was somewhere in Fort Worth.
Abby was the middle child. She was my only girl.
Contreras told Fox 4 Saldaña had recently paid off her car and was just happy to be able to financially support her son.
He took away a mother, a daughter, beautiful, strong, bright person, and there will be justice on that. I won't stop. I'll see him in court.
So I got a little ahead of it. I just wanted to play that clip because I thought it had very good information on her background, but we already know what happened. We already know what the relationship that they had. He was paying her to hook up basically and have sex with him and do all those things. I'm going to pull up the indictment. It's like a couple pages. We're just going to read through it real quick. That's going to give you the actual facts from the police department. That I just kind of give you like a rundown, but we're going to read through the indictment. Okay, here we go. Warrant of arrest. So Stanley Frank Szeliga. White male, date of birth 4/6/1967 in the state of Texas. Basically murder, on which offense he, the said suspect is accused by the written affidavit under oath of Detective L. Dickerson from the Fort Worth Police Department. I don't think we need to read any of the information. My belief is based upon the following facts and information. On Tuesday, October 26, 2021, at approximately 20:40 hours, Fort Worth police officers were dispatched to the area of 131 Highway 183 EB International Parkway in regards to a silver sedan off the shoulder of the road in the grass. The 911 caller stated that she witnessed the vehicle speeding before driving off the exit ramp into the grassy area adjacent to the roadway. The 911 caller approached the vehicle and stated that it appears to have the bullet holes to the passenger side and the occupant is not moving and unresponsive. Officer R. Smith made the scene when he observed a silver Hyundai sedan with license plate redacted with apparent bullet holes and had a single female occupant that appeared to be deceased. The female was pronounced deceased at the scene due to apparent gunshot wounds by medical responders. The female was tentatively identified by a passport in the vehicle as Saldaña, Abigail. Dickerson with the homicide unit was notified of the offense and assumed control of the investigation. Upon arrival, I noted that the vehicle appeared to have 3 gunshots. Detective Galloway and I located 3 shell casings and broken glass at the intersection of Amon Carter Boulevard and State Highway 183, which is believed to be where the victim was shot prior to entering the freeway, as a person witnessed, which was a 911 caller. Along with the additional homicide detectives noted that the victim had clothing items in her vehicle consisted with those worn by exotic dancers. Within view of the victim's vehicle was a sexually oriented business named Rick's. Detective Galloway and I went to Rick's to see if the victim worked for them. The manager at Rick's did and found record of the employee with the same name as the noted person on the passport, Abigail Saldaña, but said that she had not worked on this date. The manager went on to explain that Abigail had recently been harassed by a customer of Rick's that the manager knew only as Stan. The manager knew Stan to be a veteran of the military, but could not provide much else about him. The manager showed me a post that Abigail had put on Instagram on October the 14th, 2021, in which she had found a tracker that Stan had hidden on her car in an effort to follow her. The manager indicated that Abigail was frightened of Stan because he was stalking and harassing her. The manager showed me several Instagram posts indicating that Stan was recently irritated with Abigail and that he was going to report her for prostitution. At approximately 20:46 hours, as I looked on the manager's phone, I saw a post from Stan marked as being sent 3 hours prior. The post appeared to be a screenshot indicating that Stan had paid Abigail $3,000 at some point, and that Stan was posting this as proof of what she was doing and the allegations. Contained with those snapshot posts, Stan provided his address, which is redacted, and the manager showed me a phone number for Stan as redacted, and that's when they basically pulled phone records and they found out what was going on right on social media. Research on Stanley Szeliga, now referred to as a suspect, indicated that he owns a red 2015 Ford F-150 registered under Texas license plate redacted. The homicide J. Lohman drove to redacted and saw the red Ford displaying the same license plates. On October 27th, the next day, the Tarrant County Medical Examiner's Office officially identified the victim as being Abby, a Hispanic male, and the victim's family contacted the Fort Worth police homicide officer after being notified of the victim's death. They also indicated that the victim had voiced fear of Stan because of his stalking and harassment. A license plate reader database reported that the red Ford F-150 with license plate redacted was photographed at mid-roadway in 𝐕𝐞𝐧𝐦𝐻 on 10/26 at approximately 20:40 hours. The victim's residence was redacted, which is nearby where the suspect's vehicle was spotted by the license plate reader. The victim's license plate, Texas, redacted, is seen by the license plate reader entering the intersection just seconds before the suspect's vehicle, indicating the suspect's vehicle was closely following the victim's vehicle. This is approximately 17 minutes before the 911 call was made to police reporting the incident. The intersection of McEwen Road and Midway Road is approximately 17 miles from the crime scene. Along with the above mentioned license plate reader record, the suspect's vehicle is noted as being in the same intersection on October the 13th, October the 23rd, October the 24th, and October the 25th, which was one day before she was gunned down, 1:30 p.m. and 3:30 p.m., all of which indicate that he was stalking the victim. I called and spoke with Stanley Szeliga, asking him to meet, and he agreed to meet with me at my office on the evening of 27th, like I mentioned before. And he ended up not showing up, and he made up some lie about having a death in the family, which I thought was interesting. He said he had a death in the family, but it was actually not a family member. It was Abby's death, I think. And I thought that was kind of creepy. So he didn't show up for the interview, like I mentioned. They got a warrant, and that's when SWAT ended up showing up to his house. Basically, he had knife wounds. He was trying to like unalive himself or something, self-inflicted wounds. And then he ended up being released back into the police department. But this is basically the arrest warrant. It's sick, right? He's shook. So she was getting paid to be hooking up with him. That's a fact. And so he got obsessed. Hey, Jahira. Oh, hey, thanks, Mary. I just saw the super chat. Eyebrow size making money. She was getting paid by him. You're going to see right now. I have all the receipts from the Venmos and everything. And then you're going to see how much she was getting paid. And you're going to be like, what the... She was getting paid like $2,000 to meet with him. Yeah. I know. Okay, I'm going to play a clip. The news, we're going to listen to her mom talk, and then I'm going to pull up the text messages. We're going to pull up the Instagram post, the text messages, and then we're going to watch the interrogation, which is so creepy. So creepy. We got the receipts, though, for sure. We're going to listen to her mom. I thought this was it's just a couple minutes, but she basically talks about what was going on.
I can't even formulate the words. Our producer was just briefing me on your entire story, and I know this is so recent. My heart goes to you. Thank you for joining us to talk about Abby. So tell us about your daughter. Why did she move to Fort Worth? Let's start there.
Thank you for having me. She moved to Dallas. She moved back in 2017. She wanted the big city, and she wanted just, more action. She had no fear. So when she decided she was going to move, she did that move, and she made it.
Jessica, so many of us have followed Abby's story on social media. And so we know that when Abby found a GPS tracker on her car, which is alarming, what did she do?
She was shocked. She did report it to the authorities. I just don't know where, what county that happened. And I know that she posted that on Instagram, which was her bravery to put it out there.
My God, that is so scary. People are telling everybody now, I saw check your cars for GPS trackers. That's a real thing now. How were you able to help police in the investigation?
Well, on my end, I'm in the legal field. So whenever I got the call, that all I did was get the call that, this had happened to Abby. So that was all that I knew. I knew nothing else. And because a friend, Abby had taken a picture of the license plate and sent that to a friend. That friend sent it to my son, my oldest son. And that day that I found out what had happened, I immediately went to work. I built the case because of the field that I'm in. A great friend of mine is a private investigator, and we went right into work mode. We researched, pulled up the license plate, all of the information.
Wow. We
pulled up the information on the tracking device, and it was all leading back to the one same individual.
Oh my gosh.
Well, the man in custody said that he had a relationship with Abigail. Is this the first that you heard of it? Did she ever mention him to you?
That's the first that I have heard of this. And of course, all of that is pending investigation. But that's the first that I've heard of any connection.
Just came out of nowhere.
I know. And Jessica, you're so very strong. You already have a lot of missions in place to honor your daughter. Let's start with Abby's Law. Tell us about Abby's Law, please.
Abby's Law is in the works. That's something that I'm working on right now, that I'm drafting, that I'm looking at different avenues of what to do on that. But that is something that I am going to do for the future.
Wow. Can I just ask you to just describe Abby for us and tell us what she was like? I just want to hear what you remember and what you miss.
She was beautiful, inside and out.
Wow.
She was a great mother, a great daughter. She loved her siblings, and she helped everyone. You know, she helped, and she was a good mom. That's why she left. She wanted she wanted to do better. She was working on her goals. You know, she wanted to get into the eyebrows and the makeup, and she was excited because she had just bought her table to do all of this, and that was her goal, is to get her studio going. And I have no doubt that she wouldn't have done that. She was working on that. She was saving her money for this. She was looking forward to having her business.
I just wanted to ask you, because I just understanding this story, I think that you've done something really amazing in that you got to work immediately. We've covered so many of these cases. And the reason my co-hosts are reacting is we always hear that the police didn't do anything for 3 days or a week or something like that. It seemed like you jumped into action. So please use our platform to talk about mothers, fathers that unfortunately may be in your situation in the future. Would you encourage them to get to work on their own and hope the police come along when they do, but do some of the footwork on your own to get started early?
And that's my concern, that when I got the call, that's the only call that I ever received that morning. You know, and I immediately went into action, but that comes with my background, the field that I'm in. For all the other people out there, I don't know what they do. Do they just sit on standby and just wait for that phone call to see who did this? Or I immediately, I started having family coming over, and I didn't get to be with my family. I was working. I was working, trying to figure out what was going on, what I needed to do to get some answers. And by the end of that night, I received the phone call from the investigator, and we both had the same person.
Wow.
They were doing their work. I did mine on my own, through the help of my friends, and we got it. And the thing about is to be the voice. You know, Abby's no longer here with us, but her mother's here, and I'm going to be her voice, her advocate, be an advocate for other women that are going through this.
Amen. You are fearless.
Her mom is so amazing. Yeah, you just heard that. So now we're going to pull up the text messages and this monster's Instagram post that are deleted. Some of them are deleted now. Give me a minute. Oh, my bad. Here we go. Okay, so these are some of the things he was posting on his Instagram as he was seeing her and paying her for her services, and then after her death as well. So basically, these are creepy too. It says humble, means recognizing that we are not on earth to see how important we can become, but to see how much difference we can make in the lives of others. That was on September 23rd, 2021, which was after, right before he had unalived her. And then it says, don't wait until you've reached your goal to be proud of yourself. Be proud of every step you take toward reaching the goal. Another post said, do not get upset with people or situations. Both are powerless without your reaction. I actually really like that, but creepy coming from him. Those were on September the 23rd, 2021. And then October the 12th, he says, basically talking about Abby, he says, I never thought I'd be one of those guys to be taken advantage of. Sharing for awareness. Abigail S. and I, since July of 2021, we have been enjoying each other's company. She's so beautiful and reasonable that I envisioned a future with her. but dealing with all the lies is overwhelming. I realize that's part of your primary job as an adult entertainer. But leave it at the club. If you only leave your second job, being in high-end prostitution ring, we can move forward. Yes, this pays $2,000 per session, but it's illegal. And having a boyfriend whilst having sex with other men. So he was trying to go online now and start belittling her about what she was doing and her job. That is disgusting. I'm horrified. I'm horrified. He is such a predator. I can't believe what she was going through right before she lost her life. Like, it's horrific. I'm disgusted. What do you think? Hey, Jules, good to see you. Exotic dancers or female performers are subjected to this so much, but no one cares because of the way. Yes, you're right. The looked down upon profession. Yes, I agree with that. These next posts were things that she was liking on Instagram, and he was basically stalking her online. So not only was he stalking her at work, harassing her and threatening her, he was also going on like Instagram, and anything she liked, he was like there. He was watching it, commenting on it, and these are some of these screenshots. So one of the posts says, I need a blank that's going to choose me over his family because blood ain't thicker than this fat blank. And then he says, so I have to zoom in. Hold on, I can't even read that. Damn, Abby, I thought it was family first. Another post says, and if you riding with me this summer, make sure you single. I'm not turning down the music because you're redacted. Keep trying to see where you at. And he says, ouch. So he's basically going on to her post and commenting all these crazy things. She's just liking these, by the way. These aren't her posts. She's liking them or like reposting them. Another one says, a blank gun worship the ground I walk on or get the F out of my face. Simple. That's when he says, ouch, my bad. And then another one, another screenshot and thing he posted on his Instagram was this, which is a PayPal or a Zelle payment receipt. So he starts exposing her when she turned him down, and he's going and liking all her posts and harassing her and following her, putting a tracker in her car. If you missed that at the beginning of the live, we watched the clip where she finds a tracker. And these are receipts on October 17th, 2021. He posted this on his Instagram. So he's going online and exploiting her, talking all this shit about her, talking dirty about her, posting receipts, putting basically all of their business out there, which I am not okay with, by the way. I think that's disgusting. I have nothing nice to say, but a Zelle payment, $800. Another one, $200, $1,000, $500, $500. So he was basically paying her, to meet up with him and I don't know, like do whatever I guess they were doing. That is one post screenshot of the Zelle payments. And then he does another post on the same day. And he says, this is basically 9 days before he shoots her and basically unalives her. On another post, he says, all the payments to Abigail and RCI, the Gentlemen's Club, were for sex-related activities. See below. My Chase account has many more transactions. So he's exploiting her and exposing her online because she was secretly dancing, right? So nobody knew, really. I'm horrified. This next post is a text message, basically text messages between them, and then another comment of him basically on her Instagram. He says, well, made it, babe, tonight was amazing. Wish I could have stayed. Glad you're home safe. You are amazing. Likewise, babe. She says, likewise, babe. I hope I can see you next Friday. So I think she's just working. We saw the picture of him, right? Of Stan the man, gross man. We know he was paying her all this money. So, I mean, to each their own. Whatever you think about this whole situation, that's fine, but we're just going to keep it respectful. And I think this is horrifying. She says, likewise, babe, I hope I can see you next Friday. And he says, you can. And she says, did I leave my key FOB there? And he says, let me check. And she says, okay, it's a black key with gray buttons and one red one. I found it, babe. LOL. So sorry, but thank you. I had a good time and I definitely can't wait to see you again. He says, yeah, see you again ASAP. Be safe. And then he says, I could seriously spend hours between your legs. You are so perfect, both personality and physically. She says, baby, you are unbelievable. You had me going crazy. And then that's one screenshot that he posted on his Instagram, followed by this screenshot where he says, there's a picture of her. And then he says, OMG, nice track. Melly, why are you showing us this? I think it's important to why it shows that he was harassing her and stalking her. You know what I mean? Don't get mad at me. I'm just showing you the receipts. This is horrifying. I know. Don't come for me. More receipts. Here we go. Zelle. $400, $800, $800, $800, $1,000, $1,000. 1,000 was basically to her. Then that's a lot, right? Then over here, the middle, this text right here, it says, Stanley is requesting $2,000 from you. So he started basically harassing her. Well, he was already harassing her, but he started basically requesting money that he had given her on July 28th. This is proof right here that he requested $2,000 with Apple Pay. And then he requested $1,000. So this is when he started threatening her. And he was like, if you're not going to be with me, basically, I'm going to expose you. You better pay me all my money back. You better hope I don't tell your family. Put a tracker in her car. Crazy. So then the next receipt is basically him paying her back on again. It says $998, $4,000, and then $3,000. And the next receipt, oh, that's just basically the same thing. So he was paying her for sure. We know that for sure, which is why I think, he thought it was real, but I think she thought it was like a business thing. He thought they were in love. Is this wild or what? Like, wait till you see the interrogation video. You're like, who is that? So here Stanley on the far left is requesting $2,000. And it says, just awoke from a dream where I was slowly licking between your thighs. Dream or reality or both? LOL. Oh my God, dreams do become reality. Have you ever eaten at 𝐕𝐞𝐬 in North Park? It's the bomb. That was one text message on the 3rd. Then here's another receipt. This is just this guy too. You're like, where are you pulling these from? He was posting this on his Instagram to expose her. So I'm just showing them to you, but this was all on his Instagram. This is how he was like harassing her, exploiting her, all of this disgusting things, putting a tracker in her car, showing up to her work. He paid her $800, $200, $1,000 here. Then this one text message here in the middle, it says, come to the left of the sushi. Sorry, I have to zoom in on this because they're so small. Come to the left of the sushi bar saunas. You'll find me. Give me 20 minutes. Baby, you only gave me $1,000 yesterday, she says. That's why I said you're going to take care of me. And he sends a screenshot and says, this basically, it says payment sent negative. It was 3. Zelle plus Cash App. And she says, oh shit, I have to see where it went because my Zelle was with my old account. And then he says, well, if it gets returned to me, I'll send it to you via Cash App. I know. I can almost hear your thoughts in the chat. And then the next text message says, and he says, okay. And she says, do you know what time you're coming? By 11 o'clock For sure. Okay, sounds good, babe. Is that too early? I don't think so. That was on the 8th. And then on the 15th, he's requesting $4,000 from her. So it's a mess. This is bad. This is bad. She was playing him, absolutely playing him. She was working too. Like, I think it was her job. I don't necessarily think she was playing him out of spite. I think she was just working and making money. I don't know. This is another receipt from the 15th and the 17th of August. And he basically sent her $998. And then on September 29th, August 14th, he sent her $3,000. August 12th, he sent her $500. And he was posting all of this on the 21st of October. So don't be confused about the dates. See, this was like during summer. And then he, on October 21st, went and put this all on social media because he wanted her to get arrested for basically getting paid to do these services. And he posted these on October 21st, and he gunned her down on October 26th. So the next text message says, it's from Abby, and she says, I never liked you. You're a trick to everyone. Leave me alone. If you're not going to pay me, then we have nothing to talk about. So I don't care about what you post about me. If you want to come back to Rick's, I will have to talk to managers for you. You have to bring $3,000 for me. So she was like, you can't come back to the club unless you pay me on the side. She was playing him. It was her hustle, her job, no hard feelings. It was just a business. Yeah, I don't even know what's legal to ask for money back. I don't know, especially when it's like this kind of work. I know it's controversial. It doesn't mean that she deserved it, right? Like that's basically where I'm going with this. And she says, you have to bring $3,000 for me. And he says, you just admitted to being a prostitute. Trick. Number one, any man who lets a woman use him for his wallet. It comes from the term prostitutes, used to describe the men who pay them for sex. He's gross. Are you shook? Are you catching on to what I am saying here? Am I making this clear? Like, basically, she was working at the gentleman's club. He became obsessed with her, started stalking her, harassing her, exploiting her, bullying her, threatening her, was paying her, and he ends up putting a tracker in her car. Then she ends up basically ignoring him for the remainder of the time. He ends up getting angry and pissed off. He cannot handle the rejection. He ends up gunning her down in her car, and she drives off of basically when she's getting on the freeway. And that's where the 911 call came through, reporting that Abby was deceased in the vehicle. Little rundown. We're going to play the interrogation footage, but I just wanted to pull this slide up because, you know, like I just said, Abby didn't deserve what happened to her, no matter what her choices were and whatever involvement she had and whatever with Stanley and whatever her job was. She should not have been in the position to be terrified, harassed, and to lose her life. Her little boy doesn't have a mom now, and she just wanted to fulfill her dreams and make money. However that entailed is not our business, but I don't think anyone deserves to go through what she did. And that's Abby on the screen. So before we get into the interrogation, I just wanted to mention that. R.I.P. Abby, you will never be forgotten. A gem says, I've never learned about this case. You always find the wildest ones. Stranger danger, right? Melly, read my first comment about her. Oh, hi Jules. Hi, babes. I don't even know what's legal to ask for money back at the person I signed. Was that what you were talking about? That's her job. I had someone come back to my bar to ask a tip back. They accidentally tipped. People are ridiculous. Really? That is crazy. Yeah, it's an older case, but I think it needs awareness. Her mom was very outspoken. There's Abby's law now regarding this case, but I think it's important, especially because I recently have dealt with online predators. So I felt like her experiencing some of this, I was like, this is wild, right? Wild. And then the interrogation footage was released and I'm like, okay, we definitely need to cover this. So if you are just hopping in the live, at the beginning, we covered the clip of where she finds the tracker on her car, and we played we read the arrest warrant. So make sure you go back and watch that. This is Abby on the screen. So now we're going to jump over to watch the interrogation of the stalker man. Crazy. Can you untip someone? No, I don't think you can. That I don't like that. Yeah, I'm not going to untip someone. That sucks, Jules. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm going to pull up the interrogation footage. This is wild too. His behavior, he's psychotic. Literally. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you guys. He's entitled and gross, and it's heartbreaking he took her life. Right, Tipsy. Stanley was delusional and thought he was in a relationship with Abby. He began to stalk her at various clubs in downtown Fort Worth, and he even put a tracking device in her car, which we saw. Managers of clubs told police Abigail was worried about a man named Stan that had been harassed.
Go and have a seat right here for me. And we'll give us a few minutes. We'll be right in here, okay? Yep. Hey, do me a favor. If you want something, knock on this door. If this door opens, the alarm goes off. Okay. All right, thanks. Yes.
Are you okay?
I'm good. I got your water. Forgot about it.
I did. I brought it in here.
Look
Do
at
you
him.
prefer Stan or Stanley?
Stan.
Stan. Okay. Reminder, I'm Detective Dickerson. This is Detective O'Brien, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Do you have my phone?
I do not. Do you have it?
No, ma'am. I have no possessions at 8. Sure.
Okay, so let's see. Today, do you know what today is?
Friday.
Friday, October 29th. And it is 2:03 p.m. We're here at my office, which is 1000 Calvert, report number 2100-86373.
So it's okay on you? There's not too tight or anything? You all right?
Oh, yeah.
He's a creep. I get
You take
creep
him off?
vibes right away.
So you good?
Very good. Where are your bandages? Okay.
Rick's is very shady from
I'm
what I
glad
read
that
online.
we're getting this opportunity to talk. Okay. You are under arrest. You understand that, right?
Yes,
okay. So before I can talk to you, I'm just going to read something off to you. Okay.
Mhm.
You ready?
Yes.
You have the right to remain silent and not make any statement at all. And any statement you make may be used against you at your trial. Any statement you make may be used as evidence against you in court. You have the right to have a lawyer present to advise you prior to and during any investigation or any questioning. I'm sorry. If you're unable to employ a lawyer, you have the right to have a lawyer appointed to advise you prior to and during any questioning. You have the right to terminate this interview at any time. Do you understand all that?
Yes.
Would you like to talk to me?
Yes and no.
Yes and no.
Listen, man, like I said on the way here, we got kind of forced into a situation where we had to go ahead and arrest you. That wasn't our goal at first. Okay, our goal is just to talk to you. We don't have all the answers right now, okay? And so all we're asking is for the opportunity to talk to you. Now, I can tell you this, at any point you can stop. You say, you know what, I don't want to do this no more, okay? But we just have to make sure before we can talk to you, we have to make sure you understand your rights and you're cool to talk to us. Is that cool?
Yeah. Who hosed up the opportunity for you to come and talk to me in the first place?
Who's what? Well, we're going to get into that. But listen, man, I'm going to, Stan, hang on a second.
Go.
I'm going to share with you stuff, okay? Because I'm going to need you to explain it. You understand what I'm saying? But we can't even go into that unless we at least know you understand. You said you understood, but you cool to talk to us? Just talk to us for a little bit.
Like I said, it's yes and no.
Okay. Well, I have to have a yes.
I was being honest. Oh,
okay.
So listen.
So it's yes until I say no.
Yes.
Correct. You got it.
Okay. You cool?
You understand that?
Well, now I do.
Okay.
Okay. So I think we have lots to talk about.
The weather's nice.
The weather.
The weather?
It's very nice.
You just said the weather's nice.
Do you
First off.
well,
Go inside, if you go inside the cell,
Oh, maybe breezy in there. It's not. Try being outside when it's blowing 50 miles an hour, man. That wasn't nice. Go ahead. Sorry. Just trying to fix a wrong right there.
Okay.
What
So like I said, I think that we have lots to talk about, okay?
Ew.
And I reached out to you on Wednesday to try to talk to you about some things. So I'd just like to kind of...
No judgment, but nah, you ain't paying me to
pick up from there.
I'm sorry.
Does that make sense? Okay. I understand that you posted like a lot of stuff on social media dealing with prostitution and all of that kind of stuff, and maybe you were a victim of all of that.
A victim? I know they're just playing detectives.
Okay.
We both.
Well, tell me a little bit about that.
I think the strip clubs might be notorious for having rooms dedicated to that opportunity.
Okay.
Okay. So Abby moves from, where'd she come from? Well, one club to another, eventually to the one in Fort Worth.
Okay. When you say Abby, do you know her
sort of
full
followed
name?
her.
When you say Abby, do you know like what's her real name?
Yeah, it is. It's Abigail.
Abigail. Do you know her last name?
Saldaña.
Okay. I just want to make sure that we were talking about the same girl.
We've how do you even phrase that?
What a creep.
We've known each other for months.
Okay.
Okay.
And you met her at one club and then you followed her to another club. Is that what you were saying?
She quit one club and then went to 𝐕𝐞𝐳, where they required her to work 3 days a week, but she couldn't accommodate the request, nor could she accommodate the request to come in specific days of the week. So she left that club and went to the one in I don't even know what city that is. I think it is Fort Worth proper, but I'm not sure.
Okay, what's the name of the club?
Rick's Cabaret.
Okay.
And she was called there by one of the previous managers that she worked with over at Spearmint Rhino.
Okay. So did you meet her at 𝐕𝐞𝐳? Is that what you're saying?
No, even before that.
Okay. Where did you originally meet her?
It's right off California Crossing. Fox Cabaret.
Okay. Off of California Crossing?
California Crossing.
Okay. Do you remember about when that was that you first met her?
If we have my phone, I could tell you.
Are we talking about years ago, months ago?
No, months, ma'am.
Okay.
But if we have, do you have the document? Do you have any printouts from what you're referring to before as my posting on Instagram? Because that has the exact July 3rd, the 3rd of July or the 4th of July, one of those two.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
So sometime in July, beginning of July is when you met her at Bucks. Okay. And then you also brought up Spearmint Rhino.
She worked at Spearmint Rhino prior to Bucks even, but I didn't, that was 2018.
Okay. And she was called by a manager to come work at
Rick's Cabaret.
Okay. And so you followed her over to continue y'all's relationship or whatnot.
That was a relation.
Y'all's interaction.
Sure.
Okay.
He was in love with her.
Bucks.
He's lying.
I'm sorry.
I thought it was a relationship.
Okay.
I think she did at one time too, because she put her dancer name. Okay. She put her, I have a whiteboard at the apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good to know. Good to know.
But yeah, if you go there and take a photo, it says, Amara loves you with a heart.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that was just silly but she wrote it.
Okay.
So I don't know if, again, we're going back to, was it a relationship or was it not? I don't know that it was fake, real, or.
Did you believe that it was real?
Yes.
Okay. And you're now questioning whether she believed it was real or not.
Well, I was questioning that a little bit ago. Yeah.
When did you start questioning?
Weeks ago.
Got rejected.
And I ran into a whole bunch of lies and posted.
Tell me about that.
Everything from lying about, to her whereabouts to dating other people and things like that.
Okay. So you thought.
I think everyone does. Maybe.
Okay. So you felt like y'all were exclusive. Like maybe she was only having sex with you.
Definitely part 2, yes. But exclusive, I don't.
Okay. So then you found out she was having sex with other people? And that hurt your feelings?
Oh.
Okay. How did it make you feel?
Discouraging, I guess.
Message.
Okay. Did y'all talk about it?
We talked about it in person, but no, I never sent her a text in regards to that topic. Yeah.
Because
Okay.
it never
How did
happened.
y'all's conversation go?
He's like, we talked in person,
Are you?
but you don't have proof that she said that she loves me and wants to be with me.
Are you seeing other people? And her initial response is no. And then I found out that was untrue. And then she said, well, because she needed to be private.
How did you find out?
Is it a lie? A lie?
Right. How did you find out about those lies?
Oof. There was a hotel involved. A hotel in downtown Dallas, where she got off. She worked at another job on Fridays and Saturdays. There was a cocktail waitress at Ibiza, IBIZA, where I went a couple of times, just to say hi and blah blah blah.
To say hi.
She got off work and went immediately.
Horny and you're disgusting.
Some guy to a hotel. I forgot exactly which hotel it is, though.
How did you know that? Okay. So did you show up at the hotel?
No.
Oh,
you
no.
called her after the fact?
After the fact, we did try to discuss it.
And how did that go?
No, lie and truth and lie and truth. So,
lie.
Not well.
Lie and truth, lie.
Okay.
I mean, nothing. Are you asking about violence or something? Because
no.
Okay.
Do you know who the guy was that she was with? No, you had never seen him before?
I still don't know. I don't have a picture. I don't have a name, nothing.
Did they have sex?
I don't know for sure, but they were there for 3 hours, so I don't know.
Right.
Did you ask her?
No. I didn't want to know the answer, and I still don't want to know the answer.
I gotcha.
He doesn't want to know that she was
else?
sleeping with someone else. He's a psycho.
Other silly stuff, I'll be in Wichita Falls this weekend, and she's actually here. Just silly, stupid things that mount up and just turn into more lies. So that's really about it.
Did those things happen over a couple of weeks?
No, I think probably longer than that. Yeah.
Okay. When was the last time that y'all were together and it was good before she started telling lies?
It was really always good until maybe.
Oh no. Stan, you freak.
The lie started maybe 3, 4, 5 weeks ago, someplace around there. So it was good from July, August, September. What month is this? October?
It's October. So
let's call it that, those 3 months. July, August, September.
You put a lot of information out on social media.
Yeah.
A lot of y'all's conversations, a lot of the payments that you made to her, those kind of things. What was the deal with that?
Well, she's claiming that it never happened, and I think we both knew that it did. And I had all the texting, and she probably does on her phone too, of what really happened.
Okay. Did she make any claims about you putting a tracker on her car?
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
He's like, yeah.
That's true.
Whoa.
How did you go about doing that?
At Ibiza, I simply put it underneath it. I think it might be the gas tank back there, but I'm not positive.
Okay.
Just underneath the back, underneath
he looks creepy.
Underneath the car.
Where did you get that tracking?
Wait, I have to see what you guys are saying. I'm dead. What's on his head? I don't freaking know. What is that? Like a bandage? Is that what Wade Wilson had on? Someone please tell me. Yeah, who goes to the strip club to say hi? Hey, hey, hey. Naked, but hey. 3 hours doesn't mean she had sex. WTF, it doesn't mean they did either. Right. He looks like a big baby with a diaper on. Augie. Hey, 187. Hey. Jem, I can do a lot in 3 hours. Right, me too. The one I went had 3 stages. Oh. You talking about a club? Yeah. I've never really been to any of those places. I mean, I've been to Hooters and stuff, but well, we're not here to talk about how many strip clubs or whatnot I've been to.
Device from.
They're available on the web. I don't know exactly. It might have been Amazon.
Okay. So you got on Amazon and you ordered it. Do you remember how much it cost?
Yeah, it's like $29.
And how were you able to track her? Did you have to register for something, or did it just like an app on your phone?
It's an app on the phone.
Okay. And so it would just like give you notifications or something?
Of like speeding events and location events, yeah.
Okay. And so is that how you knew like she was at a hotel or she wasn't in Wichita Falls?
Yes.
Those kind of things that you were talking about?
So one, no regarding the hotel, because she actually, told me about that. But yeah, Wichita Falls and other just.
We need to talk about
lies.
Okay.
Yes.
Lies.
I gotcha.
He says lies.
So do you remember when you put, did you?
Friday night.
Okay.
Hey, let me ask you
In
something.
September?
Is it fair to say you did this tracker to confirm the lies?
Yes.
Okay.
So was it on there for a couple weeks, a couple days?
No. So with the app that's associated with the tracker is also a percentage. So it's a battery, basically. The tracker has a battery.
Okay.
That wasn't
which
the
obviously
question,
drains
Stan.
because it needs to be recharged. But she discovered the device on the vehicle and while she was in Wichita Falls. And I think it was, and I say this because I believe the tracker only lasts for 2 weeks. So it was within 2 weeks.
October 14th.
Okay. Did the battery die on it?
No, I think it was down to 11 or 12%. So no, it didn't die. It hasn't died yet.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, do you remember the app that you used to track it?
It's on my phone.
You don't remember what it was called?
No. Okay. They're all these apps are like colorized nowadays, so you don't actually have to read anything.
I gotcha.
It's just like phone numbers, you don't have to memorize a phone number anymore. You just need to know the name.
Sure. Did you have to pay for that service?
Yeah.
How much was that?
I think it was 19 something a month.
Okay. And they just automatically debit
Renew
it?
Yeah.
Out of your account or
out of your
something?
debit account.
Okay. That seems very easy to do. I didn't realize that it was that easy to do.
I didn't either until I started. So you start looking at it.
Right. Did she call you when she found the tracker? Why did she think that it was you that put the tracker on her car?
Because I called.
So they were definitely having a thing outside of the club, right? And I think that's why he got obsessed and crazy. But this is just wild to me.
Her on a lie.
He just shot her in the car.
And there was no way that I should have known about the lie unless, I was either following her. Right.
Okay. And so did you admit to her that you were following her?
I wasn't following her. Well, physically or with the tracker?
With the tracker.
Yes.
Okay. And she didn't like that. So she started posting stuff about you on Instagram, and in return, you started posting stuff about her.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Fortunately.
What did you do after she took the tracker off of her car? How were you able to know where she was at?
I didn't.
Did you run into her at all afterwards?
We probably saw each other twice after the tracker was located, but that's it.
Where was that at?
Once definitely at Rick's and once at my apartment.
Okay. Was there an event or something going on at Rick's?
So she's just.
When you ran into her?
No.
No, she called me and said she would be there.
So you went up there to go see her. And how did that go?
Sort of like oil and vinegar with us. At times it was perfectly fine.
Oil and vinegar?
And other times it wasn't. So it surprisingly went well.
He's acting like they were in a relationship, right? And she was just working. She was just, I guess, sleeping with him for money. I hate men like this.
Real quick.
Yeah.
We're talking about a lot of stuff here, but one of the things that I'm seeing, correct me if I'm wrong, you love this girl.
I know.
Okay.
He says, I know.
Okay. I think that's
Wow.
important.
But we can go back to the cell phone. And what was I going to say?
This is insane.
I stated on numerous occasions to her that I wish she was older and that I was younger, because then we could probably make it work. So
let me ask you this. Do you think she loved you?
Originally, yes.
I can tell you why I would think it.
No, she never loved you. You thought she loved you.
You said she wrote that deal on the board?
Yes, it's on one of these.
So it's fair to say that you would think she was in love with you. She's doing stuff like that.
Yeah, go grab us. It's on my phone too. I took a picture of it, but it's her writing. Well, okay, you're right. It's a female's writing. Yeah, that's not.
He's a predator.
Well, you know who wrote it.
I do, and she knows who wrote it.
Yeah,
she
knows who wrote it. You know who wrote it.
You've gotten word that Abby.
I wouldn't even let it been 2 more times.
Is that who you called me to tell me that you had a loss in the family?
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, it was that day.
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh, so he was talking about Abby.
But yeah, a guy from her old employer, 𝗪𝗏, one of the VIP, is he a VIP manager? I don't know. He's one of the managers there. He heard about it. And then somebody else texted me. Her name is 𝗍𝗏. So she's also a dancer. But she no longer works in the industry because she's either 19 or 20. At one time, I don't know when it happened, but a lot of the younger girls under 21 can no longer work in the strip clubs.
Okay.
You probably know that.
So where were you at the night that Abby was killed?
At home.
At home.
What were you doing at home?
Having beer.
Jerking my chicken.
Vodka.
There with
Probably
anybody?
both. Unfortunately, no. I live by myself, my kid. So my son lives in Rockwall, and Jennifer lives up in Spokane.
Okay.
So, and I'm divorced, so it's just me, myself, and I, usually on a regular basis.
So Abby was killed on Tuesday.
Okay.
Okay. So do you remember Tuesday? It was Tuesday, October 26th. Okay. What did you do on Tuesday?
Watch TV. The same thing I do every night.
All day?
Mm-hmm.
No. I do some work and things like that, but.
Did you leave your house at all?
Grocery store, probably.
He was like watching corn all day long.
I think that's about it.
What grocery store did you go to?
I always go to the same one, so it's
right
in Las Colinas, right off MacArthur, Whole Foods.
Do you remember about what time you would have gone to Whole Foods?
Between
not allowed
5 and somewhere after 5.
Okay. So what time do you think you returned home?
Oh, within 45 minutes. So about by 6, I would imagine.
Yeah.
And you didn't leave the house after that?
I watch a lot of TV.
Where do you live? You said Urban, right? Okay, I know I call it Dallas.
Right off.
But let me ask you this.
Lake
This happened in Fort Worth, okay? So were you ever in Fort Worth on that night?
You like corn?
Not at all.
I know you guys do.
That you can't be 2 places at once. That's why we're asking.
And have only one vehicle, especially.
What kind of vehicle?
Ford F-150, red.
Color red. Okay.
And you
corn for everyone.
What you're under arrest for, right? Has that been explained to you?
No. Oh, murder. But that's it. That's the single statement that they used.
Oh, okay. So.
Is that enough?
What?
Well, I think they would tell me more information than just that one statement.
Okay.
You're under arrest for murder.
Do you know whose murder that is?
Hey, 𝐿𝐴𝐶.
So originally.
Yay, you got a membership. Welcome.
Originally, I thought, so Wednesday, I really don't have a recollection of what happened on Wednesday after Mike took over my phone. And I don't know that if it was we or just I started drinking
He says, I don't have a recollection of what happened on Wednesday because that's when SWAT had to come to his balcony because he was like, he had self-inflicted wounds because he realized he was going to prison.
What was I answering? I'm sorry.
whose murder you're under arrest
Oh,
for.
okay. So when I went into, when I was booked into the jail here, they weren't certain whose murder it was either. So I thought it was Mike's, because I thought maybe we went for a drive, or maybe I don't remember what happened on Wednesday after we started on that.
Let's do this, because I don't want you to be confused about what we're talking about. Okay, you're under arrest for Abigail's murder. All right,
that's not impossible.
No, hear us out.
Okay.
Hear us out. Because believe it or not, there's a reason why we wanted to talk to you. Okay. This makes a little bit more sense to us, what we're looking at. I can tell you right now, we look at video, we can see video. We can see what people do, we can't see what people think. Okay. But I can tell you this, after being in your apartment, after seeing the text, after seeing all this stuff, there's one thing that's clear, and that you love her. Okay, no doubt. And you know what? There's been people sitting in that exact seat who've done some dumb things because of love. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They've done some dumb things because of love. Okay.
Or they haven't.
You're right. But I can tell you this.
Whoa.
There's no doubt 100%.
Okay, that was a bit dramatic.
No doubt. Okay. I can't unsee what we see. But what we can do is get an explanation as to why this may have happened. So Stan, listen. We're not here to drag you through something real horrible and a horrible scene and stuff like that. We're not here to show you gross pictures. That's all TV shit, okay? All we're trying to do is give you an opportunity to tell us what happened, to give us the reason.
This is like the same event that I'm referring to on Wednesday. I probably started drinking too much and I fell asleep.
Well, here's the thing. You're not under arrest for
not Sarah Boone's
No, I know. Okay. But let me say this. What you just said makes perfect sense to me. Love and alcohol equals dumb shit. Equals doing bad things. Okay. Now I can tell you this. Let me say this, Stan. We looked at who you are. Okay. Obviously, we're homicide detectives. We're going to do a thorough job. Mm-hmm. We looked at who you are. You don't look like some cold-blooded killer to me. I mean, I understand you're in the Marine Corps. That's a different ballgame. That's a different deal. But what it looks like to us is that this girl played you and you got pissed. Okay. And you mixing alcohol and stuff like that, that makes for doing bad, stupid stuff that you can't take back.
But we've always been doing the bad, stupid stuff.
No, I understand that. But we have levels of bad, stupid stuff. Okay. Prostitution's here. Killing somebody's up here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So listen, man, I can tell you this. We have to ask you, or we want to ask you a bunch of questions, because these are the questions that the people who make decisions on this are going to ask us. Mm-hmm. Okay. We're not the kind of detectives where we go, yeah, we got it, throw them in jail, throw away the key. We always do the same thing every single time, and we give you an opportunity to tell us your side. That's the only way we can do this and be fair. Okay. That's the only way when we go talk to the people who make decisions on this. Care.
He's like, yeah, whatever.
We can say, hey, because they're going to say, what's Stan saying? Well, if Stan's just a cold-blooded killer, he looked through us. He didn't really look like a person. Or, man, Stan was in love with this girl.
Yeah.
Okay. Stan had too much to drink that night.
He is.
And Stan made a stupid mistake. Now, there's a big difference between being a cold-blooded killer and being a guy in love who made a stupid mistake. You understand that? There's a big difference.
Wait, what?
I'm not saying it's okay, but I'm saying there's a big difference, because one of the questions they're going to ask, would Stan ever do anything like this again? Okay. That's a big question that's asked.
Based upon character and.
Well, let me ask you this.
Yes.
Because the only thing that matters to them is your credibility. Meaning, I have questions to ask you, and if I can't trust you, meaning you answer the questions that I know the answers to, I can't trust you on the stuff I don't know.
Sure.
I can tell you this, Stan. We have a lot of evidence, but we don't have it all. By no means do I know everything about this. That's why you're here. Right? Because we're wanting you to fill in the holes. And typically speaking, people who are in love, and they said, shit, I made a fucking mistake here, man. They fill in the holes.
I don't think I made this.
You made a mistake by shooting.
I know you did. It's a problem.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't do nothing about it. I can't unsee what I saw. It is what it is. But you can bring me behind the scenes a little bit and give me an idea of what actually was going through your head. Now, let me ask you this. Could you have been that drunk where you don't even remember?
That happened on Wednesday too.
Let me ask you.
The answer is yes.
Okay, so that's possible. Is you actually get that drunk where you kind of black out, where you can actually do stuff but not know what you're doing? Okay. Let me ask you this.
Yes.
Because let's talk about when you did wake up from this blackout, because that's important.
So he was blacked out.
You may have
when
felt
he went and shot
like you
her.
did something stupid. You may have seen things that you went, oh my God, what did I do? Let's be fair and talk about that. Be fair with me. Okay. Come on. Because these are the questions here I need answers to, and I can't even ask him unless I know Stan's going to be square with me.
Sure.
So, did you get rid of any of your weapons?
No, I have 2 weapons.
Okay.
An AR-15 and a 9mm.
Oh.
Well, let me ask you this. Let's not talk about what we can see. Let's talk about just your apartment. Why would you have 45 ammo?
Oh, I have 50 cal. I think I have 40.
You have 45 cal.
So let me explain something. That's not why you're under arrest. Okay, so think about this for a second.
Sure.
When they're going to ask us, is Stan being straight? Because I go, here, I know Stan did it. Here's why. They go, okay, what does Stan say? Well, Stan said he blacked out. Let me tell you something about blacking out. Okay, because this is very important. It happens every single time. Before I was a homicide detective, I was a sexual assault detective. Okay. And in those sexual assault, those allegations, when I didn't know, I had her story and I had his story. Mm-hmm. Right. And a lot of times in her story, she may have said she blacked out or she passed out, let's say, because there's a difference between blacking out and passing out.
Okay.
Okay. Now, passing out, you're not doing nothing. You can't. You're laying there like unconscious almost. Blacked out, you're doing things and you just don't remember. Okay. So you might know what you're doing right then, but you don't remember. Now, I can tell you this about sexual assault. Guys who, I'm talking about, and I'm not calling you at all, but I'm just telling you a story here. Mm-hmm. Quite often, when I would talk to, they would have all these nice, juicy details before, then the incident, then after. And quite this area right here is the only thing I cared about. And look how small them details are. Look how small them details are. Not only that, 90% of those people would say I blacked out. And I can tell you right now, that's bullshit. Now, I'm not saying it's not possible for you to drink too much, but you and I both know you can't just blank this entire thing from your memory.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, listen, that's a hell of a move, being blacked out, driving from Dallas to Fort Worth,
right,
committing murder and going on home. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you need to be fair with me because, like I said, man, these people care about your credibility. How am I supposed to tell them that when I asked Stan if he'd ever do this again, he said no? Well, who cares what Stan said? Because Stan lied about X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man, I'm not saying this is the most horrible thing that's ever happened in Fort Worth. Okay. In fact, we just came off a case where we had 3 bodies chopped up in a dumpster. I don't know if you read anything about that.
No thanks.
Okay. Well, that's a sick son of a bitch who did that. Okay. We're talking about human beings. You know, we have human beings like husbands, their wives cheat on them. They get pissed and they kill the wife and kill the guy. That's a lot different than waking up and going, you know what? I'm going to go smoke my wife today. You see the difference? Sure. One of them's premeditated, right?
What the heck?
And the other one is, I just lost my temper. I lost my temper at the moment. Okay. Now here's the thing. We see you following her and we see what happened. So do me a favor and just give me an opportunity that I can tell these people.
I don't know what happened.
Well, I don't believe you then.
Okay.
I just don't. I'm sorry.
Okay.
How are you feeling?
Right now?
Because then. Because you know exactly how you were feeling.
How was I feeling when I found out that she was passed away? Or how was I feeling regarding go ahead.
All those lies and what she had done to you and how she played you.
Well, I don't think she played me, right? It's just nature of that industry. It's not just the dancer who is
I hope
involved.
She made you feel a lot of ways because ultimately you killed her because of
so he's aware of like the whole industry thing and that she's just doing it for money, but he fell in love with her. But he's saying
I don't think I killed her.
Okay. Did you listen to anything he said?
Yes.
So listen, man. Hey, Sam.
So I did.
Sam, listen to me. I'm not here to trick you, dude. Okay.
No, but if I don't remember,
hang on a second. And there may be things you don't remember. Okay. But you know what? How convenient is it that the only thing we here to talk about that matters, you just don't remember that one part? You know what I'm saying?
I don't remember yesterday either. No, wait, Wednesday.
So let's talk about this. Okay. Before the incident happened on Tuesday. Okay. Is it fair to say you were drinking then?
Yes.
What were you drinking?
Vodka.
Okay. So would you agree with me if that I can prove
vodka? Yuck.
forget the obvious, because I can see what happened. Forget the obvious. But if I could prove that your car was in Fort Worth following hers, wouldn't you say that's a bit damning?
Yes.
Okay. With that being said, Stan,
vodka. Oh,
again,
like vodka.
I'm not here for me. She's not here for her. The case is done. The only thing that can change it is what you were thinking before this happened. If this thing was premeditated, or if there's something we missed in some of the videos that maybe you guys are screaming back and forth, or so, I don't know. But because all I can tell you right now, it don't look good here.
Sure.
It don't look good.
We've never been we've never screamed at each other, been physical, just honestly.
Let me ask you this. Do you know how she died? Nobody told you. You know she died.
No, I didn't. I thought it was Mike originally. I thought we had gone drinking and driving on Wednesday.
Told me on the phone.
Okay.
So listen, like I said, man, I'm not here to confuse you. In fact, I'm trying to make this as simple as possible. And I can tell you right now. So let me go back to my question, because you do know about the murder, because you knew she was dead. You were sad. Okay. What did you hear about the murder?
That she was shot, but not where, a location or anything.
Oh, Stan.
And that's fair. But I can tell you this, the fact that you know that's fine. Okay. Like I said, I'm not here to trick you, but with that being said, now the shooting, you being in Fort Worth, us telling you, we know you did this. Come on, man, start trying to help me give you an opportunity to talk for yourself. Because right now, don't have me talk for you. Me talking to you makes it look like you premeditated this. You followed her until you found a good spot, and then you took care of business. That's how it looks.
Okay.
If there's more than that, I don't know why you wouldn't want to tell me. But you gotta be straight with me here, man.
Whenever I used that device in the past, I never went to the location that she's at. So
you were just tracking her for what?
Matter because she already moved. So we're not talking about the device.
But just in general, I mean, it was never I'm going to use this device to.
Here's the good news. Here's the good news.
Why would you put a tracking device under someone's car if you didn't care where you were? That makes no freaking.
You using that device. You using that other device in your truck to basically stop her cell phone stuff.
Like, I never went there. No, because you knew where she was. You were tracking.
It's a Wi-Fi canceller. It's not this what you're referring to.
Whatever, man.
Okay.
I know how it's going to look, but I'm saying that goes to the fact that you did love her. That goes that you were kind of jealous. You know, I mean, that's not unheard of. Well, let me ask you this, because we haven't asked you. Why were you upset with her?
Probably the lies, just the lies.
So, but we say
otherwise we got along really well.
We say things like she played you, and you don't seem to like that. So why? Because
I don't think she did play me.
So, well, she lied
to you.
Right? I mean,
so when you're saying playing, I thought you meant all the money. Is that?
No.
Oh.
Well, I mean, no. I mean,
that's what I was referring to.
I'm talking about somebody saying, basically giving you reasons to think that she loves you, you love her, and all of a sudden she's lying to you. That's kind of being played is what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I'm not talking about the money. I'm talking about the money.
Okay.
And meanwhile, she's stringing you along and taking your money.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to.
Listen, that makes sense for us to say, well, that's why he did it. Duh. It's no brainer.
I agree.
But not what's in your soul, not what's in your heart. I can't put that on paper somewhere. So, man, all I'm trying to do is give you an opportunity to put your soul out here, to put your heart out here, to let somebody know you're a human being and that you didn't premeditate this thing, that maybe you just lost your temper. Losing your temper and being drunk is not the same thing as waking up saying, ooh, I'm going to go do something real bad. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's a difference. I mean, if this plan started when you started drinking and you said, oh man, now I'm pissed. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I get that. Okay. I've been in fights with my ex-wife where I had too much, we were drinking a little bit, and next thing you know, she gets mad, I get mad. Granted, nothing happened, but I can understand the process, Sure. And that's somebody who I'm not giving tons of money to and who's not lying to me. We're just fighting over stupid kid stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I can see how that could enrage somebody. But Stan, you don't want us just giving our evidence over and that's your story, because that doesn't play well for you.
I don't think I can add more to the story.
You can, and I'll tell you why. Okay? Because I see it in you. You don't look like a killer. You don't look like a monster. Hell, you served our damn country, man.
But if I don't remember.
Listen, that's not going to be a good alibi for you.
Remember.
It just doesn't work. So listen, so here's the thing. We're going to be a few years down the road. Let me just get this out real quick. A few years down the road, and people who are going to make the decision on what happens with you are going to say, why are we giving this dude a second chance when he's lying here? I mean, we can see what he's doing. And now he's saying he just doesn't remember. Well, that's pretty convenient. And you know what? People who are going to make decisions on this, they ain't going to like it neither. They're going to say, this guy's caught red-handed and he's going to sit here and continue to lie about it? Like, man,
if it's the truth.
It's not the truth. Here's the good news. I've been doing this a long, long time. Okay. And I know for a fact that's a lie. And I'm telling you, whether you want to believe it or not, they ain't going to like it. Okay. And that makes.
I think that's like a bandage or something, right? On his head. I don't know. What is that? What up, homie?
Change how they decide to go about this thing. Okay. I'm letting you know, it may change things, you know? I mean, like I said, you didn't chop up 3 bodies and get rid of them. You got upset. You got hurt. You don't think people that are sitting on a jury have never been hurt before? You understand what I'm getting at?
Sure.
Now, they've never probably thought, I'm so mad I'm going to cut up 3 bodies. You see the difference I'm talking about? That's the difference, man. And listen, I don't know you. I don't care if you take this opportunity. The reason I'm doing it is because we do this the same way every time. We give everybody an opportunity to tell their side of the story. And I'm telling you, your side of stories I don't remember, that just don't play, man. I'm sorry. It just doesn't. Go ahead, Leah. I'm sorry.
What do you remember?
What we already discussed, basically going to Whole Foods, grabbing some chow, coming back to the house and watching television.
Okay. The next morning.
But he doesn't remember driving by her house 1 hour before he went and gunned her down in her car.
What happened?
I can't.
When you woke up, where were you?
On the couch, just in front of the TVs. Did you go to the apartment? Okay, so the couch, and then it's situated towards the TV. So I was laying on that portion of the couch.
What were you wearing?
I have no idea.
You don't remember what you were wearing?
I don't remember what I was wearing on Wednesday either. I mean, these days.
Were you naked?
I seriously doubt it.
Okay. So you had clothes on.
Yeah.
So you know how this sleep. You know how this plays out. Let me tell you how this plays out. Okay.
I watch the TV shows, but
no. I'm saying realistically, screw TV shows. This is real life. Okay. How this plays out is a jury's going to look at this, and the way we're going to present it is Stan's saying he don't remember what happened here. The night we come to talk to him and he gets arrested, he don't remember that day neither. Right. So Stan don't remember any of the parts that actually matter. He remembers other stuff where he's not doing something stupid, but the stuff he's doing, stupid stuff, he don't remember none of that. So Stan, you're not a dumb guy. You're a smart guy. Okay. You're going to tell me you can't see what I'm telling you. You can't see where I'm going with this. No, I do. It looks like BS. If it looks like it, it smells like it. It's going to be it. You know what I'm saying? So here's the thing. Let me ask you this. How many guns do you own?
2.
Okay. When's the last time did you ever sell guns or anything like that?
Oh, back in California.
Did he just do it out of spite, like exploiting her and exposing her? Did he run out of money and that's why he was like requesting all that money he had paid her back?
Okay. When did you sell a gun back in California?
Or was he broke?
Long time ago.
Before.
Read the room.
Before 2014.
What kind of gun was that?
Right.
Oh my God, 357.
Okay. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. Never sold any other guns. Got rid of it.
Probably 22. Probably. Okay. Probably 22s. Probably a 45. Maybe a shotgun.
Is this
California has very strict gun laws.
Is it fair to say that's all in California?
Yes.
Okay. So let me ask you this, and this, forget our evidence for a second. Let's just say we're sitting here talking, and we're just talking about little things. Why would somebody take their empty 45 box from California to Texas? Answer that for me. I mean, listen, I have stacks and stacks of questions like that. I don't necessarily care. I don't, because I can see what I can see. So me proving that you have a gun missing don't mean shit to me. More than 90% of the cases that we convict people on, we don't have the gun. I don't need guns, okay? Especially when I can show people what happened. You know what I'm saying? It's a done deal. I mean, I can't, I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, I'm trying my best to let you know this alibi ain't working, and it's going to play bad down the road for people who look at this. But somebody
That's
who
all we have.
No, listen.
Okay,
No,
number
stop.
7.
What we do have, Stan, we have you having the opportunity to actually act like a human being and show one of the questions that I can't even ask you yet. You know what that question has to do with?
What?
It has to do with remorse. It has to do with feeling bad about doing something bad. They care. Don't ask me why, but they care. Okay? Probably because we have such bad people doing bad things, we have to prioritize who is worse, who's better, who's a human being, who's the devil. You know what I'm saying?
Isn't that based upon your past and character?
It's based upon you in this room talking to us. That's what it's based upon. Because you know what? It's like when you get caught with your hand in the cookie jar. Boy, mom don't like it when you lie about it. Because mom just saw you do it.
He's
But
like,
mom can understand when you break down, you say, I'm sorry. You know, the damn cookies were so good, mom, I couldn't help myself.
Yeah, chocolate chips.
See what I'm saying? So understand what I'm saying. I know that's a very simplistic analogy there, but man, come on, step out of your shoes here for a second and look at yourself. This don't look good, man. Why wouldn't you take advantage of telling the truth here? Because that looks better than what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, Stan. Like I said, I don't owe you nothing. Okay. You don't owe us shit. Okay. We don't take these things personal. I don't know Abigail, but I'll tell you this. We take our job serious. Okay. What I mean by that is we're going to do a thorough investigation. And if Stan don't want to tell us what happened, well, I will dig through everything in Stan's life to figure it out. Okay. But boy, does that make you look like a human being when you just break down and you tell us what happened. You tell us why. You tell us that you'd never do that again. And you tell us why you would do it again. Because you feel horrible about what happened. Like, man, there's a difference in people's body language when they finally say, shit, man, let me tell you, man. You know, if you loved her, this is not hard. If you loved her, this is not a hard conversation. I'm telling you, man, if you love her, you don't just unlove somebody that quick. That doesn't happen. I believe you that you love her. That's the one damn thing you said here today that I believe.
Sure.
Show
He's
me.
obsessed with her.
Show me you love her. Be straight. Be honest, man. Show me you love her. Because that matters. Come on, Stan. I mean, come on. We didn't play any games here, man. I came straight up with it. Okay? We came straight up with it. Clearly, you're hurt. Physically and emotionally. You're hurting yourself. That's got to tell me that you care. Okay? Because people like that, and you know what we thought? We said, man, there's a chance when we go to this apartment, Stan may be dead. Because Stan may have been that in love with her. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so he has self-inflicted wounds from when SWAT appeared on the balcony. I mean, what is that about? You guys think he was actually having mental health problems? Is he just playing games? If she stalked me in May, gas mask.
No, it crossed my mind.
Okay, now, here's the thing. You don't want to hurt yourself if you don't know what you did. Because you do know. You know what you did. And that's why you did what you did, man. And that tells me you're a human being, at least. But you got to tell us. You got to break it down. Be fair to Abigail.
Me too,
man.
gas mask. Me too.
You did what you did. You can't take that back. We can't change that. We can't change this.
But you can help us understand it.
That's
How
right.
does that help me?
It has nothing to do with helping you. And I'm going to tell you why. Right now, this don't look good for you. Okay?
So if you missed the beginning of the live, we review when the tracker was found in her car. Stan here was paying Abigail thousands and thousands of dollars just to fool around, hook up, etc. She worked at a gentleman's club. He became obsessed, was stalking her, harassing her,
I'm
and
gonna tell
gunned
you
her
this, I
down.
don't see it
off
getting
the
worse
side of the
because we
freeway.
got it all. But what am I saying to you? I'm telling you, you have an opportunity to tell these people that you made a mistake. Yeah.
And that you're a person.
And exploited her
So
and
just with what I
targeted
said
her.
right there, you know that makes sense. You're a smart guy. You have common sense.
Yeah.
Nobody hurts themselves when they don't know what they did. Tell us what happened. Tell us why.
I don't think you have
I
to
kind of
know.
think I know why, but you gotta put us there, man. You gotta let us know.
Evil.
What would a lawyer tell me to do?
I can't tell you that. I'm not a lawyer.
Okay.
But I can tell you this.
Daddy. Where?
I can tell you that I'm giving you an opportunity to speak for yourself. We don't like speaking for people. Okay. We can speak for the dead, but I prefer not to speak for the living. That don't make sense to me.
What would a lawyer tell me to do?
I can't tell you what a lawyer would tell you to do. I'm not a lawyer. Stan, we can ask that question every single time. I'm asking you, and you know what I'm saying because I'm seeing it on your face.
Everyone who can watch this interview and not cry.
You know, no reasonable
no,
person
I'm jaded.
is going to look at you and say, that guy didn't know what he did. It's all over your body that you know what you did. You were that.
He was paying her to have sex, and he just got obsessed and fell in love with her. Yeah, he thought he was in love with her.
Upset with yourself.
Well, I think he was in love with her, but
that you hurt yourself.
She wasn't in love with him at all.
I don't know how close you came to killing yourself, but man, it looks like you did a number on yourself.
Of course, he tried to unalive himself.
I don't remember doing any of this numbering thing on myself, just so you know.
Okay. I can tell you
know
this.
What you did. What did I do?
I can tell you this. You wouldn't hurt yourself unless you knew what you did. So that blacked out thing ain't going to play here. Come on, Stan, man. I can see it on your body. You're a guy who was in love and you felt like she did you wrong. I get it.
I don't think so.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the love part, sure. But
okay, well,
get me wrong, I don't know.
Well, what are you talking about? Then why'd you do what you did?
Is it doing you wrong or is it, I don't know. Maybe that's the wrong phrase.
Well, here's the thing, man. Listen.
What phrase would you use? What'd she do to you?
Nothing. She rejected me.
That's she didn't want to be with me.
She rejected him.
Maybe
that's fair,
but that's not even true.
Hang on a second. You're right on the dot. You hit that on the head. I'm telling you why. We've been doing this long enough. Okay, people who sit in that seat, guys who actually were in love, females who were in love.
Okay, but some people can't handle rejection well. That is actual facts.
That's exactly what it is. They wanted that person so bad. They wanted that person so bad that they didn't actually want anybody else to have them. Now, I'm not going to speak for you. I'm not going to speak for you, okay? Because you keep going back and forth whether you're getting played or not. I mean, I don't know. You're kind of confusing me at that point.
Well, because I think I got played regarding the money, but not regarding her time, because I got plenty of her time.
Here's the thing.
Funny, homie.
We're trying to figure out deep down and I'll give you this because this is believable.
Mm-hmm.
Alcohol was probably a contributing factor to this. I got no doubt about that.
Yes.
Okay, not to the point we don't know, to the point where your inhibitions are down, you start doing real stupid stuff. I'd probably say every time you did something a little stupid.
If I can't have you, no one can.
Is that fair?
Right.
Come on, man. Listen.
Very much.
I've laid my hand out.
Very much that.
Okay. I'm again trying to give you an opportunity, but I can tell you this: our supervisor ain't going to give us all day here.
He found out that she was liking other people's pictures and like talking to other men, and obviously getting paid by other men because that was her job.
You know and I told you I'd get you something to eat. I'm getting you something to eat, no doubt. Okay. But what I'd like to do is I'd like to feel better about who you are.
You lost it.
So when I go talk to these people, because we're going to go talk to them today. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'll be honest with you. When we get done here, we'll get you your food. We'll take you back and we're going to go talk to them. But I know the questions. What did Stan say? So Stan said he don't remember, and then he damn near killed himself because he didn't know what he did. That don't make sense. Come on. You know what I'm saying? Right. Come on. Give us an opportunity so somebody can see you deep down. This is a deep thing, man. You're hurt. People don't do what you did unless you're seriously hurt. People don't do what you did if you're a good person unless you've been drinking. And I see.
Wait, unless you've been drinking, that's why he shot her?
I know the questions. What did Stan say? So Stan said he don't remember, and then he damn near killed himself because he didn't know what he did? That don't make sense. Come on. You know what I'm saying?
A little bit.
Come on. Give us an opportunity so somebody can see you deep down. This is a deep thing, man. You're hurt. People don't do what you did unless you're seriously hurt. People don't do what you did if you're a good person unless you've been drinking. And I see that you're probably a good person who drank and made a mistake.
Wait, you drank and gunned her down.
Like I'm a good person.
If you ever drank and felt like gunning someone down, please let me know in the chat so we can get you some help because that is concerning.
Okay.
Why do you say that?
Come on.
Right. Come on.
Well, I mean, no, the question isn't does she know the answer? The question is start talking for yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. Listen, man.
He like doesn't give a shit.
This is not us
He's just
goofing
like, yeah.
with you or anything like that. This is us laying it out to give you this opportunity so that you can tell us what the hell, man. What the hell happened? And you know what? You know what you just told me?
What?
Jesus, maybe you do care about what you did because you don't think you're a good person. People don't think they're good people when they do bad things. Now, alcohol is a contributing factor. I get that. But you got to tell us. You got to break it down. Because people who care, people who are remorseful, they tell the truth. They finally tell the truth. And that's the only thing I've asked of you today. Let me ask you this.
Yes.
How many times did you shoot at her? Come on, man. If you really feel bad, let's start talking. 4 times? Okay. Let me ask you this. What kind of gun was it?
It had to be the 9mm.
Oh wow.
You're a Marine.
Yes.
I know you know weapons.
Yeah.
I know you know what weapon you had.
He just admitted
The 9mm.
what gun he used.
Actually, I was a rifle guy, so it was really
Let me ask you this.
AR-15s.
Did you shoot her with a rifle or a handgun?
I don't really move the rifle around.
Did you shoot her with a handgun? You shot 4 times. Let me ask you this. Were you trying to scare her or were you trying to kill her?
Scare her?
Okay. I can get behind that.
Of course.
Okay.
I can get behind that.
We got to talk a little more details now. You know why?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to have to sit there and say, he said he just tried to scare her, but he shot her. And they're going to say, well, this dude's a Marine?
That was years ago.
No.
I mean, he should have known better. He's paying her for it, so.
But this is what they're going to say. This dude's a Marine.
He
How'd you miss?
wasn't going to want to marry him. Like,
What kind of shooter was he in
that's
the
how
Marine
it
Corps?
started.
You know what I'm
right?
saying? Let me ask you, what kind of shooter were you?
Rifle expert, but we didn't really train on handguns, so it's
You and I
that
both
part's
know.
almost
You and I both know you're probably pretty good. Okay. But that's see what I'm saying? That's the part where it's like, if you're going to tell me something, I'm going to hold you to it. So if you're going to tell me you just try to scare her, then show me the proof. You know what I'm saying? Show me the proof you just try to scare her.
Where's the proof?
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
What side of the car did you shoot into?
Passenger.
Okay. Do you have the driver's side? Do you have the passenger side?
Yeah.
If that's her car, do me a favor and show me X's where you shot. Let's do it. This is the driver. Put the D right there. That's the driver's seat. Where did you shoot?
Wow. Yes, he is a U.S. Marine, former U.S. Marine.
And you shot 4 times?
I think so.
Okay.
It was so quick.
I know. Listen, it's important. It's important to know every single detail here because now you're telling the truth, and that's why it's important. When did you start following her and from where?
Addison.
Okay.
Her apartment, which she gave me the address. I didn't.
I hear you.
Okay, just checking. Because we had furniture delivered there. Yeah.
Clearly, we know what car you were in, right? What does her car look like?
Silver Hyundai 2012.
Were her windows up or down?
Up.
You follow her. Tell me the thought process behind this. Are you looking for a certain area to do this?
There's nobody else around.
Okay. Well, that's logical.
Wow.
And that's how I know you're telling me the truth. You know what I'm saying? Now we're getting somewhere, Stan.
Where were y'all at? Where did it happen at?
Very near where she currently works, over by Rick's.
Okay. Were y'all
Rick's is where she was
on the freeway?
No, we were off. Again, there was nobody, literally nobody else around.
Okay. What street were y'all on?
Almost at airports. Parkway Road or something? I forgot.
Okay.
No.
When you
Aaron. Is that Aaron? Shit.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it fair to say you're not 100% familiar with that area?
Not at all.
Is it fair to say this area became the area because there's nobody around?
It's the area. Yes.
Okay.
Did you know that's where she was going? Or did you assume that's where she was going?
Yes, because I've traveled that route before.
Okay. Did she see you when you pulled up next to her?
I remember. Oh my God. So I guess the answer is yes. Wait,
She turned and looked at you.
Remember, she was staring at her phone. I don't know.
Okay. Which way did you travel afterwards?
Right by the strip club.
So did you follow the same direction that she went?
She went onto the interstate, and I went towards the strip club.
Did you go to the strip club?
No.
Where did you go?
Home.
So you drove straight home?
Yes.
Did you have your cell phone with you?
Probably.
And she had her cell phone. with her.
Definitely.
Okay. Was your window up or down?
Down.
Your window was down, and you used what hand?
Right.
So this?
Yes.
Okay. And you fired 4 times?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
And what gun did you use?
A 9mm. I had to have.
Okay, well, hang on a second. Let's get back to this. You want a burger or tacos?
What?
How long are we going to be here?
Well, I'm going to have somebody go get it. That's why.
Do a burger if you want.
Like cheeseburger, double cheeseburger, fries, what you want?
Where are we going? McDonald's?
Probably Sonic. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Okay. Double cheeseburger?
Just a cheeseburger and fries.
Cheeseburger and fries, everything on it? You want something?
Sure, everything.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Coke, Sprite?
Water. And we have that.
Did you stop anywhere after you shot her before you got home?
No, I don't think so. No.
Do you remember what route you took home?
Okay. Is that 183?
Mm-hmm.
So you take 183. So I believe. How's that street?
Yes, it's time to confess all your sins here with Melly. At least he got his McDonald's.
It's not Story.
He smells like bad McDonald's. No happiness?
No.
Dr. Pepper. Yeah.
I know it's not, but I can't remember the name of the street. It's not Story.
Right, Pegor.
It's one of the transitioning roads that leads similar to how Story, parallel to Story.
Okay.
Maybe
Not like McDonald's.
No, I don't know.
I'm not for sure. I don't know where Story is.
Okay. Irving.
Let me tell you.
Or by Baylor's got medical.
Maybe this will help because you're clearly being honest about a lot of stuff, and I don't know. Maybe you're too drunk and you don't remember this particular part. We have 45 shell casings at the scene,
and we have 45 ammunition.
I can tell you this.
Yes,
I've been in the shooting before myself. Okay, I can tell you what I did. I told my story. I handed my gun over. I'm gonna ask you to do the same thing.
I don't have.
Yes.
You guys have the weapons, don't you? They were at the house.
Okay. Listen.
Actually,
This is Stan, a 54-year-old born in Chicago, Illinois, lived in California, relocated to Texas, worked as a software engineer, former U.S. Marine. This is the man that killed Abby.
Mike had him in his possession, I thought.
Well, I don't know. Maybe he did. I don't know.
You've been honest about a lot of things, Stan. Okay, so let's continue.
What's a cool beanie? I'm dead. I don't know what that is.
I remember him talking to you, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And after that?
Listen, here's the thing. You've done the hard part. Sure. The hard part's done.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's a memory thing or what's going on, but I'm telling you, it's 45 is what it is. So put that in your memory bank here and tell us where 45 is. Is
it supposed to like protect them from banging their head? Because when they usually have a turtle suit, so obviously because they're suicidal. So is that for them banging their head on the wall? I don't know. Or is that just a bandage?
Hard part's done.
Sure. I don't have a 45 anymore.
No,
that's fair.
He's 54 here.
Where to go?
Right.
Oh,
back in
Pat, you're
California.
being sarcastic.
Well, there ain't no way you got to California that quick.
No.
I'm saying after the shooting, where'd
Wait,
it go?
are you being sarcastic?
If you pitched it, you pitched it, ain't that?
I didn't pitch it.
No, let me say this. If you pitch this thing somewhere in the field and a kid picks it up,
Right.
that's on
my
you.
God.
That's on you.
Agreed.
So tell us where
I
it
would
is.
agree with that statement.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I'll leave it alone.
Okay.
Where's the gun at?
Hey, listen.
Honestly.
So listen, it don't matter. If you want to give us a gun, you give us a gun. Okay. But you understand that's a silly part. I'm telling you that doesn't make sense because that doesn't match the scene. You've already done the hard part. I'd like the people who are going to look at this go, oh, he's across the board telling us the truth. You know what I'm saying? That's all we're here for. If you choose not to, you may have a reason. I don't know why, but you may have a particular reason why you don't want us to have that gun. Do you hurt anybody else with it?
Is the shell the same as the ammo that?
Why is he acting like he doesn't know?
Empty box
Oh
of
my
ammo.
God.
I don't quite understand what that means.
So they're labeled, whether it's Remington or whatever it may
Here's
be.
the thing. We have it on video. We can see the shot. We can see where it happens. And we can see the shell cases on the ground where it happened. We're not making it up. We're not just like, 45. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's the evidence of the scene.
All you need is the.
And so it's one of those things. So I can't imagine that the slug we're going to pull out of here is going to be
it in
9
the
mil.
car?
Huh?
Is it in the car? The truck? My truck?
I don't know.
Am I that mistaken?
Think about the quinky dink here. Think about the coincidence that you shoot her at that location and there just happens to be other 45s right there. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm saying.
Your gun, you mean?
Yes. Is it in my truck?
I hadn't heard that.
What brand of gun was it?
He remembers the window was
6
down,
hour.
but he doesn't remember where he left the GUN.
𝐭𝐸𝐸𝑅.
Okay. You had a 6 hour there.
That is the black 9mm 6 hour. And Mike had the rifle, the AR-15, I think.
Okay.
So is the 45 in the truck?
I'm asking you. To be honest about it,
I don't think it is.
So this is what I want you to do.
Do you have access to the truck?
Hang on a second. Yeah, of course.
Okay.
This is what I want to do. While you're sitting here, and as we're talking, and as you eat your hamburger, I want you to dig real deep to see if you can figure out where this damn gun is. Okay? Because I can tell you right now, unless you shot 45 through a 9mm, which I don't think can happen.
It's not even possible.
not possible.
Then we got a big question mark in the middle of this interview, and I'd like to get rid of it. We're not going to sit here and beat you down on it, though. Okay, that's up to you, man. If you want to break loose of that information, but like I said, like checking it off, dude. Check. Oops, question mark. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And so I'd like to put checks across the board on this.
All right. What else is not checked?
Just the 45, as far as I know right now, because you're answering everything else right on.
Shit.
Because here's the thing. Somebody down the road might sit here and say, hey, well, but how could he be wrong? He's telling the truth. It was 9mm. Well, how the hell did he know exactly where she got shot? That's what I'd say. Okay. So if in your head you're playing any games with us, I'm telling you, don't do it because I'm better at games. Okay. Even you're a Marine, but I'm a homicide detective. I've been a homicide detective for 14 years now.
I like this detective.
Roger?
No, not just Roger.
What?
Roger that.
I know where it is.
Where is it?
Oh, he doesn't know where it is.
Trash can. So I put it in. I think I put it in the trash can, and then took the trash out. So it's in a safe. I mean, when you said whether or not a kid would access it, they can't dig through the trash there because it lands in a compactor.
What did your trash bag look like? That was
white.
White trash bag?
The general purpose.
Okay. Did you only put that one bag or did you throw a bunch of bags in there?
One.
Okay. And when did you do that?
It would have been.
Do it the night of? The next day?
Don't think it was the night. It was not at night.
Okay.
So daytime.
Describe to me how you got to that trash bin that you threw it out at.
Oh, you.
Is it the closest one to your?
It's the only. Well, I think it's the only one.
Okay.
Where's it at?
So I think it's making a left out the door, traversing down the hallway. There's an endpoint. You make a right, and it's right here. Again, it's the only
inside the apartment
Yes.
complex.
yes.
Like
And
in the apartments, it's not
and it
outside in a
lands-
dumpster.
Nope, it's land. So it traverses from the first
Okay,
from the
by
fourth
the
floor
stairs. Well,
downstairs. Yeah. So it's the chute.
I got you. What do you know? What day your trash is taken out?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm glad you made it.
So, was there other trash in that with it?
In my bag?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay.
But it wasn't full.
Wasn't full. Okay. What do you believe that was morning time or afternoon time? Had you already talked to me?
No. No. What time did we originally talk?
Right. Okay.
Maybe like
No, it was earlier. It was earlier.
It was like 2 or 3 in the afternoon.
Okay. Before that.
So you had done it earlier in the morning. Did you go anywhere else that morning?
You know I
Did you
love
leave the house?
Scrabble.
I don't think I did.
I love me a good game of Scrabble.
Did you throw anything else away?
That day?
Like with the gun?
No.
When
no,
you
ma'am.
threw away your gun?
No. There was nothing else to throw
Was
away.
there still bullets
Probably.
in the gun?
Oh. I don't know.
What made you say, oh, like you remembered something?
Because originally I thought maybe I cleared the entire, but I only shot 4 rounds. So there's, you're
I
right.
thought he didn't remember
I had
anything.
7 rounds.
I'm thinking if I'm talking to a Marine, you didn't go there with a half a magazine. You know what I'm saying? You probably went there fully loaded, right?
How many magazines did you have for that gun?
The 9mm has numerous,
Mhm.
but the 45 had, I think, 1. But please don't quote me on it. But I only had 1.
Okay.
That
So did you take that magazine out and keep it?
is still in it.
Let me ask you something. This is a question. We're getting to the end of this. We're going to get your cheeseburger here. Okay. But let me ask you something.
I'm gonna get you a
So you told
cheeseburger
me-
here.
That you wanted to scare her. Okay. You and I would both agree. When you're shooting out your window and you're shooting towards the driver, that's not necessarily scaring her. That's killing her. You understand that? You didn't shoot back here where nobody's at.
Agreed.
You didn't shoot the hood where nobody's at. A Marine took aim from his window.
Yeah, but that light already turned. I didn't have.
Where do you believe you shot her at?
Well, you know where you shot.
No,
You know exactly
I don't know where
on her body.
hit. No idea. It's
No
dark.
idea.
Couldn't see shit.
Right.
Yeah, I believe that. I don't think you
I don't
would-
know.
Do you think it was to the side, the front, the side, the back?
She. In my opinion, she drove.
She had gunshot wounds to back and her arm. Right arm and back, basically.
Off perfectly fine.
So let me say this. This is where I was going with my
I
question.
don't think I hit her.
Stan,
but
this is where I was
I
going with
know
my
the
question.
answer is I did. Okay.
This is where I was going with my question.
Yes.
Night King Kong.
If you want me to believe you that you feel bad, you need to be honest about trying to shoot her. That's not scaring her, man. That's shooting her. That's shooting her. Come on. You shoot 4
The
times.
intent all along was
The intent.
I know what happened.
The intent speaks for itself. I'm not asking you about the intent now. I'm asking you about the remorse. Okay?
He has
And if
no
you want
remorse.
them to believe you about the remorse, you got to own up to trying to kill her. Because that's all that is.
I did not go.
You, let me ask you something. I hate to bring up bad stuff here.
Yes.
Do you ever have to kill anybody in the Marine Corps?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you feel bad?
Horrible.
Okay.
So I have PTSD.
What did you do to kill him? You shoot him?
At a long range, yes.
So you understand that.
Oh, hey, Torta Pounder. Every time I have to say your name, I feel like I'm saying something inappropriate. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, yay! Homie Hangout got a gifted membership. Now Homie Hangout is stuck with us. Yeah, Britt. Hi, my love. I'm glad you made it. Yeah. You need to make sure you watch the beginning of this because we covered the tracker and I read the arrest warrant.
Firing a firearm at a person
Has the possibility.
can kill him. You know that. Common sense.
Yes, welcome
Not
new
only do you
members.
know it, you have experience with it.
You are
So on no planet am I going to believe for 1 second you took aim
a
to
little
the
wild,
passenger side towards the driver's seat
get in trouble
and didn't try to kill her, man.
I torched the driver's seat?
Towards.
Welcome.
New
members.
Towards.
Okay.
Okay. So that's what I'm saying. Just be straight now. I mean, listen, it's laid out. You laid it out, man. You're being honest. You came up with the gun. Don't leave it out there. Don't leave another question mark. You asked me about the question marks. You tried to kill her, and just be straight with it. Is that what you want?
No.
You want this?
Absolutely
You
not.
want this? You want that big ass question mark
No,
right
you need a
there?
check mark, remember?
No.
Well, he can make a check mark too.
Yeah, get your check marks.
No.
See,
why you're using that.
that's how we know you're lying.
Look at
It
that
didn't work.
total suit.
Check. Big ass question mark, dude.
Wait, why is he laughing?
Come on, you want to eat your cheeseburger with a clear conscience here.
Yes.
It don't matter.
love
this. This is your opportunity.
Just scare motive at this point.
You're part
You
of
know what
the
scared
Melly
you know what
Birds
scared
now.
the shit out of me is if somebody shot my tire. And I have no doubt
We don't
you
wear underwear
succeeded
here,
in
by the way.
scaring her for the few seconds she had after she was shot and then crashed.
And she,
Yes, October 26th of 21, Kate Court.
she drove off.
What would you do if somebody shot into your car?
No,
Uh,
but she drove off perfectly fine.
You understand
What I
that
do.
people can be shot and not die like that.
Instantaneously. Okay,
So you
give
know
me that.
Come on. You're too smart a guy to be playing these games now. Come on, man. You tried to kill her. Okay. Listen, dude, that don't bug me. It is what it is.
Right.
You're starting to look like a human being, and then you just pull the
human
rug right out from
being?
under you.
No.
Put it in reverse.
Yeah.
Murder.
You're right. I could have shot the tire.
Listen, you don't follow somebody from her apartment, drive all the way out here, find a location. Again, I'm not done.
Go ahead.
Find a location where nobody
Yeah, that's what I said, Kate Court. I was like, this reminds me
scare
of
her
nasty
by
ass movie.
shooting directly at the driver.
4 times.
Seriously?
You told me you did.
I know how many times.
Okay, what are you talking about?
I hit
It's
her
like,
4 times.
seriously,
No,
I did
Jesus,
that?
You shot
Me?
at her 4 times, you said. You said you shot at her 4 times. The only thing I've told you is 45. Okay? That's all I've told you.
No. Kate Court, imagine having to bang this guy for your rent. Absolutely not. I will be sleeping on one of your guys' couches. So make some room. Melly's coming over.
Everything else, you've told me. Okay? And now you want these people over here to believe that you didn't try to kill this young lady, even though you shot at her at the driver's seat. Not at the hood, not at her tire, not at the trunk. You shot directly to the driver. Now listen, you were pissed.
This
You
is
wouldn't have
way
done this if you weren't drunk and pissed. Don't take that part away. But don't lie about the fact that you didn't try to kill her.
Yeah. That was never.
Let me ask this. Did you at least try to shoot her? Okay. You tried to shoot her. You shot somebody in the past. You know it can kill them.
I thought he didn't remember.
Done deal. Come on. Check on your burger here.
It's not coming.
It is coming.
Why would I lie to you? Have I lied to you once?
No
You
burger
know.
for you.
I think the traffic is terrible downtown. It's going to take a minute, but it's on its way, Stanley. I like to call you
Hey,
Stanley.
you ain't going back till you get your burger. I made you a promise of that. That's what I'm going to give you. All right?
Yeah, he was infatuated and obsessed with her.
Do you want to talk about anything else?
And the whole intimacy part of it
You feel
probably
bad?
doesn't help, you know, the fact that they were just having all this sex for money.
Why?
You can move into a gem and I all three of us?
Today,
That's
I have
wild.
feelings for her still. So
We're about to get wild. Wait, pause.
And you killed her.
do we always make bad decisions?
The Three Musketeers.
Yes.
And then you threw away the gun
Yes.
In the trash.
to try to cover up that you killed her.
After I found out she passed.
Jem, you're killing me. Will there still be light?
I'm hot. The stupid room is so hot.
There's no movement of hair whatsoever.
Y'all got me cracking up.
I don't know, man. I can't. I appreciate you being honest. Okay, I appreciate that, and I think that speaks volumes for the kind
He
of
was
person you
honest?
are.
Wait, I
Because
thought you had to
a
beat it
person
out
who
of him.
denies it, a person who makes us have to prove them that they're lying, that tells me you don't care about this girl. And at least I can get on board with that. You do care.
How the tracker wasn't on her car anymore, right?
No, she took it off
She took it off. So
weeks ago.
were you going to her house and checking and seeing if she was there daily? Like what's the deal?
No, not daily. It was probably
Not daily.
maybe once every 4 days.
That's
And
a
you can
lot.
tell if the lights are on, the lights are on. If the lights are off, the lights are off.
So on
We read in the affidavit, he went by a lot, but specifically the 13th, 10, 20, 10, 13, 10, 24, 25, the 25th, he was there 2 times during the afternoon. And then on the 26th, he drove by an hour before he went and shot her.
Tuesday night.
Yep, they were on.
They were on. What time did you go over there?
7 maybe?
Okay. Were you there for long?
No. Maybe 10 minutes.
So you sat in the parking lot in your truck for 10 minutes
Yes.
and you watched
Waiting
her
for
apartment
lights.
with the lights on?
Wow.
Lights on, yes.
Okay.
That's creepy.
And
as hell.
did she turn the lights off?
Yes.
So you knew she was coming?
Didn't know. I assumed.
You were hoping?
And then I saw the garage door open. And yeah, I followed her.
And then what?
And then I followed her.
You followed her?
We went there. No, we went there. Well, we did, I guess.
Sure. So you followed her in that. Did y'all stop at the other stoplights, street lights?
No, because it was all interstate driving.
Okay, so that was
Up
your
until that.
first opportunity.
And could have been the only one.
The only opportunity?
Maybe. I don't know.
So you
I mean, if the
could
light had turned green.
make sure that you
Okay,
shot and hit her at the
I don't-
stoplight. Stand
You're
up.
right. You're right. I see what you mean.
Hey, there's some stuff that we know. There's some stuff we can see. There's some stuff that just makes sense, common sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. You knew you shot at her. You knew you shot her car. You knew she drove off.
Yes.
When did you find out she died?
The next day.
Okay. What did you think?
Well, if you get my phone, you'll see what I thought.
Okay, tell me.
Posting everything from this is horrible to calling friends, and so yeah.
Listen, man, I don't think we need to. Man, I think you'd agree. I mean, we're being honest. Okay, honest enough for me. Okay. Is there anything you can think of that's important about this case that we haven't asked you?
I'm going to show the tracker video in a minute.
Because you know, you were there. Well, think about it. Okay. We're going to get you a cheeseburger here. You can take your time, eat your cheeseburger, eat your fries. You want another water? Are you good with that one?
I'm good.
Okay.
He's not on death row. Like, he gets to the last good meal. Like, what is this?
Get you fed and get you out of here.
Give him
We'll
some
give you a little bit,
jail
okay?
food. I don't know.
Are you good? Okay.
So listen, I think same
really
thing.
like that.
Do me a favor. I know it gets a little warm in here, but we have, when we leave here, we have to set this alarm. That's just
That's
kind of
right.
a rule, okay? Should be on its way, brother.
He's like, you can have the pen in case you do something to yourself. Okay, I'm going to share the tracker video one more time, and then I'll pull up the PowerPoint, and then we'll call it a night. Will I be back? I might be back. Okay, this is when she found the tracker in her car. Just so creepy.
But this was literally on my car like this. This is why you have to be careful. I don't really know what to do moving forward with this. But this definitely looks like a tracker to me. All right. So this is so crazy, you guys. So crazy. Like, who would do this? It says sell.
So that's when she found the tracker. So if you missed part of the live, the beginning, make sure you go back and watch. This is Abby on the screen. R.I.P. to Aggie. I'm sorry, Abby, not Augie. Sorry, Augie. Her mom participated in helping the detectives get to basically Stan. If you go back to the live, we covered basically both of their backgrounds. This is Stan on the screen. This is his arrest information. He basically, like I said, they were having a relationship that went from the gentleman's club to outside of the gentleman's club. So we go through that information at the beginning of the live as well. We read the arrest warrant, and then we went through all of his Instagram posts, and we saw the receipts of him paying her all the money for the sexual favors, acts, etc. We saw him exploiting her, harassing her, stalking her, threatening her. She was a secret dancer. Her family didn't know. So that's why he was threatening her and threatening to expose her. He gives her all these thousands and thousands of dollars and then requests it back. And when she doesn't give it back, he ends up doing all these horrific things. She rejects him. He puts a tracker on her car, and he ends up gunning her down and shooting her. So R.I.P. Abby. It's an older case, but I wanted to cover it. I thought it was important. Yeah. Dangerous game. It is. I know. And I don't judge her for it. I mean, she was doing what she was doing, but my heart breaks. She left behind that would be a 9-year-old son now. He would be 9. Yeah. Probably 9. I know. And her mom fought for Abby's law to come into play. I couldn't find, well, I found some information on it, but I thought it was an important case to cover, especially because I recently had a situation with the online predator. So I felt it very much kind of fell into that whole same thing. R.I.P. girl. Yeah. It's tough. I have friends that work in the field, and I don't know. Yeah. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you guys. I will be back maybe later tonight. I'm going to eat dinner and then maybe do a vertical. I want to talk some shit on there, so maybe we will. Anyways, I appreciate, yes. I love me, Augie. Augie is my girl. Anyways, I appreciate you guys for being here. Make sure you hit that like button. Please remember Abby Saldaña. Nobody deserves to be stalked, harassed, let alone killed for rejecting someone. Yeah, I agree. Or even bullied online or any of the sort. It's brutal. He's not being respectful here. I would be shook. Anyways, thank you, Jen, for gifting 5 memberships. I appreciate you guys. I will see you shortly, whether it's on another chat, maybe the homie, maybe homie. If not, I will be back shortly. I had a Wade Wilson live scheduled today as well, but I need to eat some dinner. Yes, homie. I'll rescue you. You've been rescued. You've been rescued by Melly. I'll hit you back up. But yeah, make sure you hit the like button. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Yeah, she's so pretty. I love her. I love everything about her that I read online. The things her friends said, the things her mom said. She wanted to just make a bunch of money. I mean, that field, yeah, it's dangerous. It comes with its territory, right? But no one deserves to die. That's why I said that here in the post. It says, no matter what her choices were. She didn't, like Homie said, she didn't deserve to be stalked and harassed and exploited and bullied and targeted and all of the above. So I appreciate you guys for being here. I will see you shortly. And we have another true crime live tomorrow. This was an older case, but we have a new one that I'm talking about tomorrow night. So, hey, Irony, we're just getting ready to go, but we'll see you. Yes, yes. Thank you to, yeah, 𝐂𝐻, I thought you knew that. I'll have to touch base on that on the vertical. Welcome all new members. Thank you, Jem. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you check out the song from 𝐿 at the end. I love it. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Thank you for being here.
Try to hide away, so all they do is work. But nobody can hide when she gets a hold of that paperwork. So don't you dare come in here acting like a jerk. Dance might make her dance, but new court docs will make her wanna twerk. Dark hair shining in the Cali sun. Melly on the case, so no point in trying to run. These Sims can ask for feet pics, but you getting none. It's 𝐵𝗏 with Melly, let's have some fucking fun. So if you're feeling for true crime, like it's a drug, 𝐵 with Melly is your motherfucking plug. Going so hard on criminals, they'll call their mama for a hug. She's finding out all the stuff they try to sweep under the rug. Dark hair shining in the Cali sun. Melly on the case, so no point in trying to run. You Sims can ask for feet pics, but you getting none. It's 𝐵𝗏